Good morning. I'm Danny DeHeck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Many of you have been following my YouTube channel for years. I've dedicated so far 4 years of my life exposing scams and Ponzi schemes. Today's YouTube Live is probably the biggest one I've ever done. We're streaming live for full transparency. We're speaking for a nation of Pakistani people that have been mistreated. We're speaking for a global organization that has been defrauding entrepreneurs into thinking that they are getting something for their money. These same organizations that started way back ringing up people from call centers claiming they're going to do services, and then ghost people are going to be made accountable. My role in this is, as always, is to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Even though I'm in New Zealand and I may be hard to stop at exposing these people, I am actually afraid as well. People with money have a lot of power. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been heavily involved in gathering information, exposing the biggest criminal network I've ever seen. I've been overwhelmed with people who work in these publishing houses providing me information, telling me the corruption that's been going on, telling me they don't want their name exposed. They are fearful. They have been threatened. People have been holding back their wages, telling them that if they don't get to their quota, they won't get paid. They can't leave these companies because they threaten their families and friends. This is global. I'm today dedicating my time and energy in exposing. I've got some statements that are just news to hand. Literally 5 minutes before I went live, some people have been arrested just yesterday. Many of you have been giving me some updates, telling me a lot of the information that I've been publishing on my blogs isn't current. Well, you're wrong. These same companies that have been scrutinized in the past have broken themselves up like a loaf of bread. And they have set up shop in other countries, on other websites. Some of the intel that I've received was 213 domain names of websites that are still running today. I've had enough. No doubt if you've been working in these publishing houses or scam factories, as I like to call them, you may be trapped. You may have gone in there thinking that you've finally got yourself a well-paying job. In Pakistan, an average wage, and I don't exactly know, they say it's about $1,000 US a month. They're offering people $2,000, $2,500 a month. They go there and they work, and then they hold back their pay, telling them they haven't reached their quota. And then they bribe these people. They're trapped. This isn't quite the same as human trafficking compounds that I've also had a little bit to do with in association with a lady called Erin West, because these are people can go back to their homes and their families, and these are good people. And that's why it hurts so much. Not only are these people enslaved to scam entrepreneurial people who want a book published or are charged $7,000 to get an ASBN number, if that's the right word for that, for a book that only costs $100. People are being exploited left, right and centre. Meanwhile, these young people who are 20 years of age or roundabout driving around in $4 million worth of sports cars. What the heck's going on? What type of world do we live in? I've had legal threats from these companies claiming that they're not associated with these scam companies anymore. However, They still use the same marketing strategies, paying Google AdWords to drive traffic to their websites, using call centers to generate business, telling people in other countries that they can deliver a product. I don't know which one's real and what one is still scamming. But people are speaking out. People are coming to me anonymously, and we're keeping their privacy with information telling me that these companies are still involved. Personally, I believe in entrepreneurship. I believe in keeping things local. I do drop shipping for a living. I get products from China and I deliver them to people in New Zealand. I'm a New Zealander. I don't actually believe that you can be a legitimate company ringing up another country because they've got more and better, stronger dollar than yours and provide them services. That isn't what I call a good business. I believe you should keep your services local. That's just my personal opinion. And the reason I'm saying that is I'm getting companies coming to me telling me they're legitimate, but they're still targeting Americans, Canadians, Australians, people from the UK with their services. I get phone calls every day from half of India telling me they want to do the SEO on my website. And I ask them for my website address and they don't even know it. It's hard to see. Look, I've got a prepared introduction. Now, the one I've just given you is my Danny introduction. But I've got some interesting information before we look at the 3 blogs that we've published. I've published all the blogs on my own website, deheck.com. And there is also, if we just go to deheck.com, you'll see my website. And on the Contact Us button, you can see, if you click Contact Us, it will take you to my Contact Us page. There is a form in there where you can complete this and you can keep your information totally anonymous. Put your name, use anonymous@gmail.com, and I promise you it will never go any further. You can also attach documents about the companies that we're about to expose today. The other one, if you want to reach out to me, along the very top of the website, you'll see all my social media along the top, including Telegram and WhatsApp. And honestly, I will keep you anonymous. I don't want to cause harm to anybody. I have had people telling me they want to do a Zoom meeting with me. I refuse because I don't want to jeopardize you and your welfare. But if you've got screenshots, Excel sheets, CSV files, logins to Google accounts where we can see how much money you've been spending on AdWords to promote these services, please forward them to us anonymously and we'll look after that content for you. Now, this will be news to a lot of people who may know people who have been associated with different companies that allegedly have gone out of business and no longer exist. And the following information may actually be of great surprise to you. So I'm just going to see if I can bring up the correct window. And if any of my Avengers are in the chat room, now there is a chat room and it will show up in a few minutes. If you have any information, you're more than welcome to post it in the chat room and it will come up on screen. If you've got private information, obviously use WhatsApp, Telegram, or use the form on my website. My main priority for today is obviously not to expose anybody and their real names because I know we're being watched. I know that we've had legal threats not to publish what we're doing already. So in saying that, I'm just hoping I'm going to get the right window up. I did. This is my introduction. Now, if you don't know me, I'm dyslexic and I can't read for shit. So first thing I wanted to acknowledge was there is actually a public holiday in Pakistan today. And it's a really good time to acknowledge, what that public holiday actually stands for. And I probably will get to that, but I just wanted to acknowledge that this is more than just money. This is values, ethics, family, good people doing nice things to each other. And I don't personally have any religious bones in my body, but I have total respect for people and their beliefs and what they live by. And with these scam houses that I see in Pakistan, it seems like there's a few key players at the top who seem to be spending the money like it's water and living the lavish lifestyle. And I really want, we've got a list of names, we've got a database we're building, we're working with the FBI and Homeland Security. We're gathering intel. There's active investigations going on right now. And there's obviously somebody who's just been arrested just yesterday that you won't even hear about this yet. This is brand new information, not even in the papers. But we've got the receipts, and also we've got the Pakistani friends that I've formed over the last few weeks. So let's listen to the first paragraph. Yeah, so you might think they cleaned it all up back in 1921. I'm getting people who are coming to me now telling me that they are still working in these companies. It's time to get out. We've had enough. And another wee snippet that you don't know, this is a non-Trump investigation, meaning it's not since he's been in power. This has been brewing for a long time. And this is why I'm now heavily involved. Yeah. So by publishing what we have so far to date, we have actually managed to open a can of worms. And obviously, we're trying to get our information 100% correct, and which is pretty hard from New Zealand and also my global connections. But we are doing this, and obviously that may be news to a few people. For those who don't know, my line of business is to name and shame people, and the low hanging fruit that they normally come after me with is telling me they're going to do me for defamation. 2 years ago, I was in the New Zealand High Court, and I was being sued for 3.8 million New Zealand dollars, which is around about 2.8 American dollars, probably 2.5 million American dollars. And the company finished up filing a discontinuance because I everything I say is backed up by information I've found. And what we will do in a few minutes is we will actually go through the last blog I did, and we'll be linking to journalists and other court cases that have happened and government public notices. And this backs up any claim that I have made. So going after me for defamation is just a witch hunt. And last time it did cost me about $33,600 to defend myself, but I was awarded my costs. And also they filed a discontinuance. So what I'm trying to say, if you want to stop me publicizing people's names and people who I believe are at the top, then you better provide some amazing evidence that you haven't been associated to any of these companies that we are name and shaming at the moment. And one company that comes to mind, which I would love to bring up their names, I'd love to go after a witch hunt, and for the Pakistani people who work in these companies to actually give testimonial on the fact that these companies are still using the same dirty tactics for marketing that they were when they were working in these scam publishing houses would be a great exercise to go through. But let's not get distracted. Next paragraph. Right. Did you hear those names? So these are the kingpin players that we want to go after. Just because people have maybe gone off and done some other things, or maybe because they're not doing what they were doing a while ago. It reminds me, people often say to me, "Oh, look, Danny, that was a long time ago. We're not associated with them at the moment or anything anymore, and we've now gone off on a different tack." Well, if you've robbed a bank 20 years ago, we're still coming after you. People here, honey. Yeah. So, haven't you? You've made money from it. Your lifestyle, your houses, your car, your everything. You've made money from this. That's what we're doing. Excited. Good. I can't hear the AI talking. Oh, you're kidding me. All right. So we're going to actually change the screen. And unfortunately, I'm going to read this all again. Thank you, Susie. I didn't see the messages. You will hear the AI from the start. Uh, I'm going to read the whole lot in its entirety because we couldn't hear it at the start. I tried fixing that at the start, hence why I had that wee box on the screen. So let's start from the beginning.
I want to start today's live stream with a very clear message, especially to those in Karachi, Lahore, and across Pakistan who are still operating scam software houses. The fear raids are coming, and this time it's going to be far worse than 2021. Let me make it even more specific. Azneem Bilwani, that's Azneem Bilwani, just sent Abdul.
Look, I'm sorry, I can't get this read in its entirety because I just want to actually emphasize each paragraph, because the last time I did this, one of my viewers said that they could only hear me. But now you can hear this, obviously. I can see on my soundbar, for some reason that doesn't come up. Excuse me, this is what happens when you record things live. But I really need to drive these paragraphs home, because a lot of people think these people have escaped, but they haven't. We're documenting anyone. I don't care if it's 20 years ago. We want to know people's names. And this is showing you that somebody has just been arrested yesterday.
Let me make it even more specific. Azneem Bilwani, that's Azneem Bilwani, just sent Abdul Aziz Seema to court yesterday to represent Ural Trade in a drug trafficking trial. For those unaware, Seema is an Indian national who immigrated to Texas, and I have documented proof tying him, his wife, and his brother to a wide range of crimes. His wife even admitted in court that she acts as a money mule for Abtach. Yes, that's Abtach, and I've got the receipts to prove every word I'm saying.
So Abtach, right? Everyone says, oh, that was dealt with. They've shut down their website. They don't exist. Well, they scattergunned themselves, didn't they? Rebranded themselves.
So to Azneem Bilwani's lawyers at Hakeem Law, I know you're gearing up to come after me. Just know, I'm ready for some serious legal jujitsu.
Now, I explained about that. Yes, I've had lawyers before. It's water for ducks back for the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and his team of Avengers. We have the best defamation lawyers in New Zealand, and you can't claim that you're a sweet and innocent person that I've just picked on. We have the receipts. So come after me if you want to do a witch hunt. Throw some of your money at some New Zealand lawyers and see how you get on.
But this isn't just about Abtach. Salman Yusuf, that's Salman Yusuf, and the crew at Digitonics Labs are in the same boat. And don't think Burhan Mirza, Burhan Mirza, or Junaid Mansoor, are off the hook either.
Junaid Mansoor. Isn't that cool? I use ChatGPT to help me pronounce things. I'm dyslexic. I literally don't have a reading and writing level over a 9-year-old. So ChatGPT is great, and obviously listening to the words on the screen really helped me drive home my point.
You've all made millions by exploiting innocent people through fake publishing, scam branding, crypto fraud, and now even fentanyl analog trafficking.
Isn't this disgusting? These individuals, they are at the top of this. They are profiteering. They are scamming people in their own country. Even today on the public holiday, people know what this means. And these people, Pakistani people that I've been talking to, have been lovely, and they really have good hearts. They've been trapped into working in these publishing houses, and now we've got the Western world who wants to come after these bastards. We need your help. We need your bravery. We will keep your information private. The purpose of this video is for me to build trust with you. I may not have all my information correct all the time. I didn't write this scam. I have been chasing the dragon's tail I need your help. We need your information. We need Excel sheets. We need CSV files. We need screenshots. There's no excuse for you not to provide information to me, and I will keep your name anonymous and we will look after you. Do not hold back. Right now, those people who are driving around in those sports cars are watching me live on the internet, taunting them. We're coming for you. We are taking you on. Your time is over. We're going to stop these publishing houses exploiting your own people, exploiting entrepreneurs who work hard for their money. You're still chasing the US dollars. You're still chasing the New Zealand dollars. You're still chasing the Australian dollars. We are coming after you. We are not going to let you ring us up in your call centers and tell us that you're going to provide services and then exploit Pakistani people. We don't care. We don't care. We are going out. No stops. We will stop you. We will name and shame you. That's my role in this. I'm just one of many people that have dedicated a lot of time and energy into exposing your organization. The FBI, Homeland Security, we're working with those organizations and other organizations. And we're coming for you. And we need the Pakistani people who have been working in these houses, who are working in these houses, who have had their wages stopped unless they get to a certain level of sales. What the heck world do you think we're living in? This is a modern world. The day of modern slavery is over. You can't use your own people as slaves to get money so you can have these lavish Instagram lifestyle. What the heck is a young fella of 20 to 30 years of age driving around and he's got a car collection worth $4 million. When the hourly wage for somebody in Pakistan, I believe, is $4 US an hour, and you've got some young guy who's profiteering, exploiting people in his own country and driving around in lavish sports cars. Who the hell needs that many sports cars? Guess what?
But guess what? The fear is watching, and so is the FBI. More importantly, your money mules, especially the ones based in the US, will be arrested. I believe this strongly, based on ongoing dodge activity that's already in motion.
Yep, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. To my viewers, if you have information, come forward. I'm not here to expose victims. I'm here to expose criminals. I will protect your identity, but the truth needs to come out. This is just the beginning.
So if you don't know who I am and what I do, my job is to name and shame people and also generate leads. If you want to use me as a gateway to do something good, then I'm your man. I'm here to build a relationship with you. I want you guys to know Danny to heck. I want you to know that I'm fighting your battles. I want you to know that I respect that you've got children. I know you've got wives. I know that you are afraid to speak out. I've had people ring me up where their wife or their husband is heavily involved in these scams, and they're feeding me information because they're concerned about their children's welfare. This is real stuff. This is a badge that I got when I went to the Global Financial Crime Summit 2024. This is my the thing that you hold around your neck. And that when I went to that seminar, there was 150 delegates from around the world. Now, we had people from the Cambodian police chief. We had the head crime investigator for Philippines. We had people from the United Nations. We had Erin West, which you may be familiar with. She fights human trafficking compounds. We had university scholars. We had police enforcement, special agents, FBI, look it up, J3, J5, people from just everybody you could think of. And I was asked to go. It cost over $2,000 a ticket to go. I had my ticket paid for. I paid for my own accommodation and flights. We met people who involved in romance scams. Hi, Kathy. And everybody you can think of was at that seminar. The purpose of that seminar was, creating awareness. The universal scholar that has studied the psychology of people said that we can't stop these people. I sort of disagree. But she pointed at me out of the crowd and said the only way to stop these people is by causing disruption. If we can cause enough disruption and we can name and shame these people, I'll put myself in front of a bus any day. But I need your help, guys. So what I'd like to do now is we've actually got 3 blogs which I would like to to go through, and I can't keep up with the chat messages in the chat box, but you can see them on the screen behind me. So have a good look at those as they come through. But we have got 3 blogs, and the last blog we will finish up with is, yes, my new friends from Pakistan that have been brave enough to reach out to us and provide us information. This isn't the end, and this isn't the beginning. We're well into this investigation, but we still want to draw a big picture. Imagine we're doing a jigsaw puzzle and we don't have the cover. And this is a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, if not larger. And we need all the straight edges and all the color bits put together so we can get the overall picture. Every little bit of information that you provide us helps us build a better picture. We are really interested in the people at the top and their associates. We want to know their friends. We want to know their family. We want to know everything. We are building the biggest mind map ever about this scam. We believe that we can make a massive impact, and we've already have people arrested who are in connection to this. This will just keep getting larger and larger if we don't put a stop to it, and we're here to put a stop to it. So as you can see, we're actually, this blog, if you go here now, you'll see that we are actually live, and you can actually see me talking to you guys. I will make the screen a little bit more easier so we can read through this together. I think we're one more and we're about right. And we will go through some of the information. Now, the purpose of me doing this is we want to have our information correct. Some people are sort of smirky at us, and we've had double agents in here telling us that we haven't got our information right. We're publishing outdated facts. But would you believe those same outdated facts are actually generating some really good leads because people are giving us the correct information, which we're really enjoying.
Today I have something big for you, my fellow Avengers. The scale of this is hard to wrap your head around. It involves publicly listed criminal organizations in Pakistan, fentanyl trafficking, and a large fraud network in Texas.
So you can see that we've already had people arrested just yesterday, which is quite exciting. Now, what we also want to highlight here is an Avenger. An Avenger, I'm called the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and I'm called that because I was in the New York Times. They did a 2-page spread about my quest to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. I've also recently been in a Bloomberg documentary.
You are a real piece of
and this
paradise.
is
Dividended out.
the documentary here,
Still experiencing trouble.
and it's hyper fun. So Bloomberg did a 10-month investigation onto one of the scams that I was exposing, and it's a $1.9 billion scam. 671,000 people have viewed this in the last 2 months. It's had 700 comments. Bloomberg wouldn't have put a team of investigators onto me or exposed the people behind it if they didn't think that what I'm doing is actually, I don't want that working, I'm not worthwhile doing. So just bear in mind, everyone that helps us with information is actually called an Avenger. And that means when I got called the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger by the New York Times, from now on, everyone that helps me on with the information, we call them Avengers. And that's also, if you provide any information, we're going to be called you whistleblower or anonymous. We're not going to use your real name. I just want to say that. Or we may give you a title if you really help us with some amazing information called the Avenger.
Abtach Limited, now known as Intersys, claims to be Pakistan's fastest growing IT firm, with operations across the US, UK, UAE, China, South Korea, Dubai, and Texas, and its headquarters in Karachi.
Yep. So, you know, you may be surprised to know that you're part of a bigger cartel network.
Touting itself as a global digital powerhouse, Abtach offers services like book publishing, ghostwriting, logo design, mobile app development, and branding to what it claims are over 21,000 clients. But behind the polished marketing and glowing testimonials, a very different picture begins to emerge, one that raises serious, potentially criminal concerns.
So we published this article on LinkedIn. 30,000 people have viewed it so far. So hopefully we got to all their clients. What really surprised me about that is we actually got people who are getting scammed within these publishing houses rather than people that have used their service. I thought I'd have more people saying that I use their service. If you go and do, because one example is we have, a couple of days ago, we received 113 different domain names that they've been using to promote these Ponzi schemes and scams. But if you go to places like Trustpilot, you can find the one-star reviews. But if you'd have to go through 113 different website addresses because each of these companies set themselves up with their own brand. They even register themselves as proper companies. But we know that a lot of the people that we've been chasing will actually run 25 or 30 different brands under their umbrella, which is really interesting. And that's why we need to follow each and every lead that you can provide us.
I'm publishing this blog not just to expose what's already been alleged, but to ask a simple question.
Here's the question. Listen to this if you can. I'm sorry it's been read to you, but you don't want me reading it to you.
Have you had any dealings with Abtach, Digitonics Labs, or one of the many front companies or brands run by this group?
Have you? Come on, any information at all is useful. No excuse for you not to fight for your country. It's a public holiday today, and it's a great opportunity to show that you really believe in your country and you want to stop these people who are probably driving around in the Lamborghinis outside at the moment. So here's your chance to speak up anonymously and share information with us so that we can build a better, stronger picture of what actually is going on. Because they don't stop, they blend into a different company.
If so, I want to hear from you, because the deeper we dig, the more this looks like a global scam network masquerading as a tech firm, with possible ties to some of the most notorious criminals in Pakistan's history. What are the claims? From their own, now archived, website, they boasted 100% customer satisfaction, unlimited revisions, a team of over 1,500 staff officers in 5 countries, 300% turnover growth in a single year.
300% turnover growth in a single year. Now that sounds like a great company, doesn't it? Hello, Bob. Nice to see you in the chat room.
They call themselves ethical, innovative, and client-obsessed, offering everything from animated videos and social media marketing to content management.
So a lot of the companies I've been speaking to now don't offer book publishing services. They say it's old news. Because it's got such a bad rep, they've moved on to doing social media marketing and SEO for people's websites, and also AdWord campaigns and the like. Now, I'm not saying that every company in Pakistan is obviously running a scam. That would be silly to say that. I ethically think if you're providing services like that, you should offer them to people within your own country. If you're going to go to America, try to chase the American dollar, and then you're going to employ services like using telemarketers to generate leads, these telemarketers will probably say whatever it takes to give you a lead, and then you have a potential customer in front of you and you're going to provide them all your services at a discounted rate, but you're still quite happy to take their US dollars. I don't believe that's a good business model. And I understand that working for your own currency would probably make your life extremely hard. However, I'm entrepreneurial and I play in the same currency. I sell to other New Zealanders my product. Now, it might be easy for me to say that, but what I'm trying to get at is I don't believe that just because you might even not be a scam company, but you're still using the same type of strategies that these scam companies use. And if you're getting a bit of flack from it, it's probably because we don't know what is a scam company and what isn't a scam company, other than people on the phone saying, "Trust me, bro." You know what I was getting at? Hope so.
They call themselves ethical, innovative, and client-obsessed, offering everything from animated videos and social media marketing.
Sorry, we've read that.
But the fine print tells a different story. Their refund policy, full of loopholes. Their privacy terms, vague and evasive. Their terms of service, designed to give them all the power, and you none.
And to be honest, anyone that's going to use anyone's services these days really needs to have a bit of social responsibility and do research. And, you know, if somebody has got terms and conditions on their website and they claim they're going to do this and going to do that, and there's no refund policy, you know, honestly, people need to actually read that and then agree to it or don't use their services. And while I'm on my high horse, if I was going to offer, let's go back to the book publishing deals. If I was going to offer a book publishing deal to somebody, I would expect to find somebody in America who is somebody credible, who I could literally ring up or contact or see the outcome of the results of the work that they did. So let's say I'm Johnny Cash, and Johnny Cash is going to use your services, and you're going to publish a book, and you're claiming that he's going to get his book launched in the Amazon bookstore. I would like a testimonial from Johnny Cash. I would like to be able to go to Johnny Cash's website and see his testimony about using your services and the product that you delivered. Other than that, I wouldn't really use anyone's services. Just saying.
What investigators found. Now here's where it gets serious. In a bombshell report by Brian Krebs, Abtach and Digitonics Labs were named as part of a transnational criminal network. These groups have allegedly defrauded victims in the US and globally, using schemes like ghostwriting scams, fake trademark registrations, logo design fraud, advance fee fraud involving fake oil shipments worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. Well, Michael Bernard, you've come up with a pretty good question there. You've asked us to come up with something new. I don't know if you've just tuned in, but here's a paragraph that's new for you.
Let me make it even more specific. Azneem Bilwani, that's Azneem Bilwani, just sent Abdul Aziz Seema to court yesterday to represent Ural Trade in a drug trafficking trial. For those unaware, Seema is an Indian national who immigrated to Texas, and I have documented proof tying him, his wife, and his brother to a wide range of crimes. His wife even admitted in court that she acts as a money mule for Abtach. Yes, that's AB Tech, and I've got the receipts to prove every word I'm saying.
So, Michael, I don't know what side of the fence you're on, or whether you're still working in one of these companies, but there's some new information for you. Rather than bitching and moaning that we might be going through the old information and we haven't got fresh information for you, I can guarantee you all the information that we have gathered is not from the internet. The FBI and Homeland Security have been working. We have been providing them information, and they are actually watching this video right now. They are monitoring the chat room as well, and they will be investigating anyone that's got leads to this information. We don't want to go half-cocked, as they say, but we are literally using every bit of intelligence that you can think of to generate leads so we can actually find who's really behind it. We want the kingpins. Yes, we already know, but we're not going to sit here and put our cards on the table. We're just going to keep generating enough evidence so when these guys are in the courtroom, it's a slam dunk. I don't know if you've ever been in a courtroom. I have. And the evidence you need to have is be pretty convincing. Well, we're just putting a cherry on top of what we already have. So keep talking, my friend, and keep telling me I don't have the latest information that you probably know, and do the right thing for your people. And share that intel with us if you know better information. Otherwise, it's yesterday's newspaper for you, is it? Wait until we get to the next blog we go.
One of the most shocking discoveries, Digitonics Labs, run by Junaid Mansoor and Burhan Mirza, operates exporthub.com, a site that, at the time of writing, lists fentanyl citrate and carfentanil, along with other active pharmaceutical ingredients such as alprazolam, amphetamine, and ephedrine. This isn't just sloppy oversight, this is dangerous trafficking disguised as digital services.
Yeah, so now it's into drug trafficking. Amazing, isn't it? I remember when we were going after Bitcoin Rodney, and the FBI, Homeland Security, the IRS, and also the head prosecutor that had arrested him, and he's now incarcerated in jail in America. They wanted a video evidence of him promoting Hyperverse, a scam that I was just on Bloomberg TV with. No one had it. One of my Avengers managed to find a video where Bitcoin Rodney was talking about Hyperverse and how much money he had made, even though he didn't disclose how much money. He had an apartment where he could put his vehicle in the garage and it would go like 50 stories up, and he would be sitting there in his living room with his Lamborghini behind him. He was trying to sell his vehicles to government agents, not realizing it. I realized it because I was told. They arrested him in the airport and now he's incarcerated. He was trying to flee to Dubai. The FBI and Homeland Security and IRS, we did a video together and they looked at the information. Would you believe, out of all that, his trial is still coming, but they're not doing him on crypto fraud. They're doing him on drug trafficking because he was a drug trafficker. So these cartel networks are not just stopping when they made their millions, they're going on to drug abuse. Now, I've had a sister who's been fully involved in drugs, and she's no longer with us, but she was a heroin addict, and I hate drugs as well. So if we can stop drug trafficking, and we can also stop scam houses, then I'm your man.
The shell company web, dozens of shell companies, often traced to the same addresses, form the infrastructure of this fraud empire. Many include 360 in their names, a clear pattern. Some of the companies include 360 Digital Marketing LLC, 360 Digi Marketing Limited, Digitonics Labs, Retrocubes, Intersys Limited, Intermarket Securities Limited, Supernet Technologies Limited, Ural Trade, Abtach DMCC, Export Hub, Octagroup Technologies AU, Talented Ghostwriter, Vox Ghostwriting, and Majestic Ghostwriting. And it doesn't stop there, add.
Right. Now, interestingly enough, a couple of these companies have reached out to me and threatened to sue me if I don't take their name off this list. I'm not taking their name off the list because I've simply asked them to prove that they have got themselves registered, and also I want them to prove to me that they are running legitimate businesses, and also I want proof that their clientele is the real deal, that meaning the people they're selling their services to are happy. Customer testimonials, they haven't ghosted people after they've taken money from them. Have they all taken money up front? All this sort of stuff. So any information that you see here, we're not claiming we're 100% right, but if your name, your company is listed here and it's incorrect, then provide us proof that you're not part of this company. Provide us proof that you haven't had any association with Aztech or was it Digitync, whatever it's called. Here we go, let's carry on.
And it doesn't stop there, add. Creative Ink Labs Incorporated, Proficient Helper LLC, Octaverse LLC, Max Mindtech LLC, Tixona Marketing LLC, Tignato PVT Limited, Skysoft Tech PVT Limited, Lizio Consultation and Technologies, and even QuranMasterOnline.com.
I'm just going to read Michael's comment. It's always interesting when we get somebody in there with obviously a lot of knowledge, but may not want to share that knowledge, but I'm hoping you do, Michael. But let's listen to your comment.
That is basically your blog. We have seen it. We were excited for something solid and new on the podcast.
Can you name someone else, Michael, that's actually doing something about this? So here you are, bitching and moaning that I haven't got something solid for you. I'm a New Zealander. I live in New Zealand. I don't get paid for doing this. I might get I get $300 or $400 New Zealand dollars a month from a YouTube channel. And here I am on a YouTube live showing you a article that has had 30,000 people view it in 2 weeks on LinkedIn, and it's posted on my own website. I'm fully sticking my neck out the line. I've got emails from companies claiming that I'm going to be done for defamation if I don't remove their name. And you've come in here and you are actually criticizing me for doing something. What are you doing? Have you provided any information to me? Or are you just here to criticize me? Because it sounds like you're just here to criticize me. Right, I don't know if I said that last paragraph, but keep going if you like, Michael, because I'm starting to think you're working for the other side.
These aren't just businesses. They are tools of deception in a well-oiled transnational scam machine.
Right, and also this is blog number 1. We've done an updated blog that you'll hear in a few minutes. Here we go.
The Axact connection. Confused by the similar names, let me clarify. Axact was a Pakistani company exposed by the New York Times in 2016 for running a $90 million fake degree mill. Many believe that after Axact's exposure, Azneem Bilwani, a diversified businessman, saw the opportunity in fraud-based software house models, and built Abtach and Abtach's image. And he didn't build it alone. He recruited Abtach insiders, including Mohammed Salman Yusuf, now a senior figure in Abtach operating out of the UK.
Yeah. Now, interesting enough, as I said at the start of this video, we did have 100, we've currently got 85 people watching this live. We have 13 thumbs up and 3 thumbs down. Why have we got 3 thumbs down? Why do you think that is? Are those people that we're exposing afraid? Can you guys please give us the thumbs up so we outpower these mongrels? The 3 thumbs down, no doubt, are coming from people who are running the scam houses, trying to stop us. And the 13 thumbs up are from people who are probably working in those scam houses, trapped, being threatened. I mean, enough is enough. I've had enough. I'm sick and tired of busting scams. If you went to my database, this is my database that is not public. This database is shared by 6 different government agents around the world. Persons of interest. I currently have over 400 people I'm investigating. These are not people who are just on a Zoom meeting. These are people which we've been gathering information, some of them for years. If I go to these names here, these are names of people that of interest that we are currently investigating. These are just some of the people that are on my radar, not on the FBI's radar, not on Homeland Security's radar. If we go back to home, you will see the Ponzi schemes and scams that I'm currently investigating. I have over 153 different scams that we've been investigating. This one scam here, $350 million we've watched. We have found their scam factory. We have sent Bloomberg to knock on their doors to where the scam factory was. They packed up ship and moved 400 workers out of this building. We have power to stop these people. We have people that we can send to do police raids. There's a guy called Ken Gamble, if I get his name right. Ken Gamble. He is a private investigator working out of Australia, and I've spelled his name wrong. He owns a company called fwglobal.com. His job, and I could ring him and talk to him right now, is to go into these companies and raid them and stop them. So his job is doing raids. He'll go into call centers. This is the Global Financial Crime Summit. And if you have a look here, right by the podium, you'll see me standing with my glasses on. This was the crime summit that we went to. This is a guy that lost $1.2 million to a scam. $1.8 million to a scam. They managed to retrieve, I think it was 2.2 million. I can't quite remember the figures, but they managed to retrieve money. Aaron West, a big fighter, human trafficking compounds. Cambodian chief of police. J5, J3s, special agents. These are just some of the king players. University scholars from Egypt. These are some of the people that wanted their photos taken. A lot of secret agents in here. So Ken Gamble is a guy that may be raiding your call center. He travels around the world, Philippines, Thailand, everywhere, and he arrests people. These are the people. This is not the organization behind this investigation. This is just one of many people that we have at our fingertips. So even though you might not agree with our tactics, Michael, and you may not be doing anything yourself in the chat room, then you need to actually sit back and do something yourself about it, or stop criticizing people that are doing something when you're doing nothing. So what makes it so dangerous? Let's carry on.
What makes this so dangerous? This isn't your average scam. It's a weaponized enterprise. Investigators found Abtach and Digitonics use US visas to import operatives into Texas. These operatives launch fake businesses backed by slick websites, and Google Ads victims are blackmailed and extorted. Google has shut down hundreds of accounts, but many are still active. HSI, FBI, Dodge, and Pakistan's FIRA are involved in ongoing investigations. In 2024 alone, they are estimated to have spent $40 million on Google Ads, raising the question, where is all this money coming from?
Yeah, and I'm going to bring up a receipt which will blow your brains because I can. And when we say somebody spent $40,000 on Google AdWords, this is just one receipt from one company. If I can find it, let's see if I can do this. Not that one. Must be a screenshot. Persons, images. No, we're not doing too good at this at the moment, are we? Screenshots. Yeah, that's it. Let's just see if I can grab this. Or new tab. All right. So I will hide the name of the company, but I will let you see. All right. So, all right. Okay. So this is just one company, and this is their AdWords campaign. And these are the names and the different brands and the expense they've had expending money on AdWords. And these are the brands. And that's just one company. So, I think that added up to $70,000. Well, I can't even comprehend how much money some of that is. And then orders. So that's $400,000, I believe. Upsells, the whole 9 yards. So 39 different brands just with one company there alone. So Google, when we first published this ad, we wrote to Google asking them why they were suppressing our ads because a lot of their advertising, I mean, Google might be a bit red-faced about this, but it sounds like Google's been taking money from scam companies. Let's not go there for now because I want to keep my YouTube channel alive. But that's what's happening, guys.
The book Publishing Ghostwriting Scam. This is psychological warfare disguised as publishing. They impersonate major publishers like Amazon, Penguin, or even the New York Times. Victims are baited with low upfront costs, $1,000 or less, and huge promises of 300% returns, bestsellers, and movie deals. Then come the upsells, marketing, editing, promotional packages. Victims are pressured and groomed, like in pig butchering scams, until they are drained emotionally and financially. Some lose over $100,000, left humiliated and broken.
So we got some intel yesterday. I was actually in a phone call with somebody from Pakistan, and they said there's normally like 3 levels of scams. There's, the low-line stuff where you recruit people in the office to scam people, and then you go into the bigger scams, and then obviously bigger again. And obviously when they get up to $100,000 worth of a scam from one person, just imagine myself, when I was in the New York Times, a book company here in New Zealand reached out to me wanting to give me a ghostwriter to write my story. They had a board meeting about it at that time. I weren't interested enough. And they said they'll revisit. Now, that was the biggest book company in New Zealand. Now, I could have got approached at that time by a Pakistani book publishing house telling me they want to publish my story. I might have actually had some money. I could have paid them $1,000 to get started, and then they would have kept doing me upsells. So if we go back to this screen here, you can actually see upsells, 254 upsells, fresh orders. So they're making money, and this is proof of income from a receipt. That's just from one publishing house. Crazy, isn't it? So, yeah, so people have actually been scammed. So people like me and like a lot of people, my Avengers, could have the offer of getting a book published and be scammed out of $100,000. Do they get the book? That's what I was thinking. No, they just ghost them. And then that company disappears. Or they just don't know how to contact somebody from Pakistan. And thank you very much, Crusader X. Really appreciate the nice comments. Michael seems like he's just disgruntled about something. And this is really cool. So let's have a listen.
The trademark registration scam. They offer trademark services at unbelievably low prices, $50 or less. Reps pose as government officials or legal experts. Then they pile on fake fees, threats, and forged documents. The USPTO itself formally sanctioned Abtach and Digitonics, a rare move that confirms the brazen scale of this fraud.
Yeah, we appreciate all messages in the chat, even ones that aren't in English, but we can't read them, and we don't know what you're saying. They could be scare tactics for people, so they don't speak up in the chat room. The chat room is public. So if you are going to use a different language, just open up ChatGPT and put your message in your language and then convert it to English for us, because we are an English-speaking country at the moment. And after that, I can't actually think if I've read this paragraph or not. So I'm going to have to read that one again. Sorry, guys.
The trademark registration scam. They offer trademark services at unbelievably low prices, $50 or less. Reps pose as government officials or legal experts. Then they pile on fake fees, threats, and forged documents. The USPTO itself formally sanctioned Abtach and Digitonics, a rare move that confirms the brazen scale of this fraud.
Yeah, so I've also heard of them charging $7,000 for an ASBN number. I think that's the book number on the back. I'm not sure if I was saying that right. I think it's ASBN. I could be wrong. There's another number that you need when publishing a book that's unique. It costs $100, I heard, and they're charging $7,000 for the privilege. They're also, when they got raided originally, they had all their credit cards on file. They were literally helping themselves to people's credit cards. And you might think that's old news, Michael, but it's not, because they're still doing it today.
What you can do. This blog is bait. I'm casting a line into the murky waters of global fraud. If you've worked with, been scammed by, or helped expose Abtach, Intersys, or Digitonics Labs, get in touch. I want to know, why are they running POS system companies in the US? Why do they have trucking logistics companies registered in Texas? Who's funding this global web? You can remain anonymous, but your voice can help others.
You can make a difference. I'm sick of it. We've seen the human trafficking compounds where they tell people there's a job opportunity, and they get to these countries. They ask for their passport so they can fill the paperwork. They confiscate their passport, and then they put them in these trafficking compounds and force them to work to pay back the tickets for their flights over. And they're trapped, and they're there for years. I have seen videos of people who have died by suicide. I was watching a video of 200 different videos that these were used to build a case for the United Nations. It was a 106-page PDF explaining all the human trafficking compounds around the world. The person that was putting together this PDF for the United Nations gave me access to a Google Drive, and they literally were. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the videos, but I'm just going to prove that I have 200 videos where people. I was watching one video, and unfortunately, somebody jumped off the building and bounced on the ground in front of me, and obviously died. But people don't realize that, I've got pictures of, I just want you to see this on another screen just so you get the idea of why I do what I do. So yes, I'm endangering my life, my welfare. I have never been scammed by a book publishing company. I don't have a personal vendetta. I don't really care about the monies I get from my YouTube channel. It's not enough to sustain my lifestyle because I live a very lavish lifestyle, not. But here are videos of people. There was a video here. I think it was this one over here behind, just by my ear, where they were filming it, and somebody jumped off the building and bounced on the ground. These are people who have been tortured. Here's a guy being buried alive with 5 people around him taunting him. Obviously, he's not falling for it. We've got armed guards at these doors of these complexes. So all these images are people, who have been beaten, what do they call it, with electric shocks, tasered. These are compounds from around the world. Now, I'm not saying that this is the same, you get to go home, but if we don't squish these campaigns, these companies that are growing into these empires, and we don't name and shame every single contact who was or wasn't connected to the originals, it was just going to grow into this type of shit that we see over here.
What you can do this blog is bait. I'm casting a line into the murky waters of global fraud. If you've worked with, been scammed by.
Okay, we're doubling up now. Sorry about that. So let's just have a wee look here. While this is reading, I'm going to open up all these tabs to all these companies that we allege are connected to Aztech in some which way or form.
Let's blow the whistle if you're a journalist, law enforcement agent, whistleblower, or former employee. Now's the time. Let's shut down this fraud factory before more people lose their money, identity, or peace of mind. Known scam websites used by Abtach. Here is a list of scam websites that Abtach has allegedly used to defraud victims.
Now, this is a massive list, and to drive the point home, I went through this list the other day and removed the ones that have already collapsed. But I want you to sort of get an idea of what these guys actually do. Now, I've literally opened up half. I think you'll get the idea. But I'm going to continue anyway because I can. So these are websites which have been set up to fool Westerners into thinking that these are legitimate companies. And now we've got companies that are also set up websites saying they're not associated with the scam. So how am I meant to distinguish the difference between a legitimate company providing ghostwriting services? So now we go back to good old-fashioned business. So this is a typical website that we would go to. And, you know, it's professional. It's very well done. And there's a phone number that you can ring. One thing I did notice that a lot of these had chat boxes associated with them. So that's just one publishing house, two publishing house, three publishing houses. Some of these, this one here is called AmazonPublishingspro.com. So how can they get away with using Amazon? Obviously, Amazon may have taken that one website down. Some websites have already gone. AmazonBookPublishing.com. Are they passing off somebody else's name? So these websites, you know, this is, what are we doing here, guys? I mean, so, okay. So, our website's not associated anymore, but we're still providing the same offerings that these scam companies that have been raided are offering. And all of a sudden, there's one in here that's meant to be a legitimate company, and I'm meant to pay anything from $1,000 to $100,000 trusting that this company is the real deal. I have no idea whether these companies are real or part of the scam. So I personally wouldn't use any publishing service, any trademark service that wasn't within finger's touch. I would go to my city where I live and I would look up a directory. I would go visit the company and I'd talk to someone face to face. I would go and check out their company registration and I would figure out whether this company is legitimate or not. I would not. The logo company. Here's a company that claims that they will build your logo for you. And look, and I bet you if I went to every one of these companies and asked them whether they had their logo created by this company, they probably wouldn't know who I was talking about. These are just, you know, mock-ups. I don't even know if they're real. I don't even care if they're real. But I know that none of these brands that I see here are like these could even be brands that I do recognize. I would never be able to verify whether these brands are actually created by this company called, let's go to a big brand and let's go Top Flight Drones Inc. And I go to Top Flight Drone Inc. and I ask them if they had their website developed by the logo company. They would probably go, I don't know who the logo company is. You get where I'm coming from. The nation publishers, and there's a picture of the American flag. Do you think this website is designed to attract someone from Pakistan to get their book written? Or do you think they're targeting the Americans who know that picture? These chat room companies, live chat, Zendesk is actually the people providing the chat services. Why is Zendesk providing services to a company that has been highlighted running a scam? And now that's interesting because they all seem to use livechat.com as their chat provider. And that's the first time they've all got these little wee chat box. This one here is So why are these chat companies providing these services to these scam companies? These are just the scam companies. You can even see their websites are basically all the same but different, if that makes sense. Chat with us, Zendesk. Chat with us, Zendesk. Why do we not report these companies to Zendesk for providing the services to these scam companies? Here's a lady, living the dream, holding the American flag, and she wants her book written. And there's a website today that I could go to, WikiClutch. Is it right? And I could go to this company and use their services. Would they ghost me? I don't know. Why would I use them? Oh, look, further reductions, 70% of your order. And what did I show you before? We went to this page here, and we can see these companies and their sales that they're getting, 70% off their orders. I mean, look at the company brands, all these brands. I don't even, this is not even connected. You know what I'm saying? This is just another scam. And that's how it works. So I think you get the idea. So this is another one. These are, this.
Known scam websites used by Digitonics Labs. These websites have also been linked to Digitonics Labs and used to scam unsuspecting victims.
Yeah, so as I said, I've got legal threats already in my inbox from potentially these companies claiming that they're not associated. But we have the receipts. We have the FBI and Homeland Security investigating the links. These companies may not be directly they may not be the big companies behind it all, but they've got links. They're associated. They're in the same swimming pool. They're in the same bucket of soup. Now, while I read that paragraph, so this video doesn't go on all day long, we're going to just shut down all those windows so you can see them all. And we'll document all these companies, because I'm assuming since they know that we are coming for them, they'll probably freak out and get new domain names and move these websites on. Let's hope.
Accomplices of interest. These individuals are either fronts, handlers, or money mules working on behalf of Abtach, Digitonics Labs, or both. Isa Ferruqui, the very glamorous president of Abtach DMCC, based in Germany, public-facing and often featured at trader shows for Ural Trade, seen at Amalfi Coast, Ural Trade events. Yusra Essa Wahid, former Abtach employee who moved to Texas and became a money mule, opening multiple bank accounts and companies, married to Habibessa. Abdulaziz Mohammed Seema, Indian national relocated to Texas, allegedly part of a family network of money mules setting up companies like Tixona Marketing LLC, Max Mind Tech LLC, Hawks Technologies LLC.
Wow. Now, as I said, we've got a list of 213 website addresses with websites, each of them like this. I'm sure you don't want me to sit here and go through all of them, but I think you get the picture. And we want these names. Listen to this.
Asbabanu Abdulaziz Seema, wife of Abdulaziz, admitted in court documents to being a money mule for Abtach in Texas, setting up companies and banking infrastructure. Shamaz Kareem, also uses Shamaz Kareem Dossani, director of Craftech Innovations LLC and Creative Inc. Labs Incorporated, based in Texas. He has helped form multiple shell companies on behalf of Abtach, related to Binish Kareem, another prolific money mule forming websites and companies. Ramiz Moise, originally from Karachi, later in Australia, and now in Texas, a long-time Abtach Intersys frontman, connected to 360 Digital Marketing LLC, Retrocube 360 Digi Marketing UK.
And I have to laugh because I get these emails going, oh no, we're not associated with them anymore. We've made our money and we've started up over here a legitimate business. Okay, if you say so. Now, interesting enough, we have got, the reason why I started getting involved in this is because one of the scams that we're busting is Regan Lynch, and we've got a photo of one of these scammers with Megan Lynch, which was quite interesting, and I'll show you that if I can find it in a second.
Importantly, Ramiz Moise has worked with Regan Lynch, a scammer I've been tracking for some time. Mohammed A. Hashmat, known company incorporator and money mule working for Digitonics Labs in Richmond, Texas. Acknowledgements. A massive thank you to Brian Krebs, a legend in cybersecurity journalism at InfoSec, for investigative insights. Craig Silverman, for his work tracking global fraud networks.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't know if I have got that photo handy. It's in another screen. But yes, we have got a photo with Regan Lynch with the people that we've just had in that conversation. So let's have a look. A community response. What do we do now? We all know, even Michael in here that seems to have backed off a little bit at the moment. We all know this is a crime. We all know they got raided back in 2021, or whenever it was, and we all know that they're still providing services. So what are we sitting here waiting for, guys? We need you to be brave and provide us as much information as we can.
Community response and next steps. Help us blow the lid off this operation. Since publishing my investigation into Abtach, Intersys, Digitonics Labs, and related scam software houses, I've received an overwhelming response from insiders, whistleblowers, and victims, far more than anything I've seen in over 4 years of exposing Ponzi schemes and corporate fraud. More than 40 people have reached out privately via my LinkedIn article to share details, express support, or offer assistance. And not a single message came from a satisfied client. That alone speaks volumes. Some brave individuals have offered to appear on Zoom and speak openly, but given the risk to their safety and livelihood, I've decided not to put anyone in that position.
Yes, so I've just put my LinkedIn link in here. You can send me a message. You don't need to connect. And look, we've got 17 thumbs up, and now we have 6 thumbs down. So that means that they are watching and we are watching you. 6 thumb downs. Why would anyone give me the thumbs down for exposing a known scam network that has already been raided? It's just amazing. Okay, so we need some brave individuals. We might double up on this paragraph because I've got where I was up to.
Some brave individuals have offered to appear on Zoom and speak openly, but given the risk to their safety and livelihood, I've decided not to put anyone in that position.
Sorry,
Instead,
have read that.
I'll be recording a comprehensive follow-up video where I will lay out the tactics, technologies, and threats these organizations are using, based on a growing body of evidence, insider leads, and technical analysis. The goal is clear: to disrupt their operations, expose their bullying and blackmail strategies, and offer victims a secure, anonymous channel to come forward.
Now think about this. Are you currently working in one of these powerhouse scam factories? Have they told you that if you speak out that they will go after your family? Have they held back money, claiming that you will get paid it when you get up to your sales figures? Well, we want to hear from you because you are what this whole video is about. I personally, people who can afford to pay $100,000 to have their book written and they've lost their money to a scam factory, that's sad, but I can't get that money back. But what I can do is stop people who are working in these factories being exploited. Have they promised you they're going to get $2,500 a month if you work in these countries, but then they withhold your pay anyway? That's like a Ponzi scheme. You know what I'm saying?
What we still need to uncover. If you have any inside knowledge or documentation, please consider contributing. Your identity will never be revealed, but your insight can help bring these networks to their knees. Here's what we're actively trying to learn.
Look, Michael, you still have not mentioned the name of the arrest. I've got another hour of this to go yet, and I don't know who you are. And you seem like you know information or want information, but you haven't provided any information. But it's good that you're here, because if we've attracted everybody, then we're doing our job right. So this is what we need information on. And we can't always, I didn't know, isn't there a name in here? Like you want the name, trial, where that, isn't that there, of the arrest?
Let me make it even more specific. Azneem Bilwani, that's Azneem Bilwani, just sent Abdulaziz Seema to court yesterday to represent Ural trade in a drug trafficking trial. For those unaware, Seema is an Indian national who immigrated to Texas, and I have documented proof tying him, his wife, and his brother to a wide range of crimes. His wife even admitted in court that she acts as a money mule for Abtach. Yes, that's Abtach. And I've got the receipts to prove every word I'm saying.
So Seema, isn't that the name that you're saying that we haven't mentioned the name of the arrest? This was yesterday.
Seema, 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 Seema.
Is that the name you're looking for? Okay. Right. So what can you help us with? All right. We want to know how the scam works. We want you to tell us how the scam works because it evolves We're not saying we don't know how it works, or we're not saying we haven't got any of this information, but what we are doing is requesting more information from different people, different companies. If some of these companies have got an umbrella, and the umbrella is running 25 different brands, and they're all registered all over the world. We want to know how each company operates, because we want to paint the biggest mind map ever of the biggest scam that may be going on in the world at the moment.
How are victims trapped into upselling cycles? Are there known cases of suicide or severe trauma linked to blackmail from Abtach, Digitonics Labs, or affiliates? How exactly does the upselling blackmail funnel operate inside these companies? What are the new names or front companies Digitonics Labs is using now? Why is P. Shah still associating with Intersys Abtach? And what's stopping them from denouncing these operations? Which fraud vertical is the most profitable? Trademark registration scams, ghostwriting book publishing fraud, impersonation schemes, for example, AT&T-style fake customer service exam cheating services.
Wow. Yeah, I just, we all get those phone calls. I normally get phone calls from telling people that my PayPal account's been used to buy some sort of scam fighting software, but these ones here is taking it to a new level, even though to you guys it may be just old because you're familiar with it. I don't know.
What new scams are emerging from the same playbook? What are the links between Intersys and Visco Tech? What role does Vinky Bashir play in this network? What is the nature of the relationship between Isa Faroukhi and Azneem Bilwani? How much protection has Adil Ramani provided to Digitonics Labs from legal action? Which of these scam software houses is the worst in terms of employee abuse and exploitation? If you have any insight, no matter how small, I want to hear from you. You can message me directly on LinkedIn in total confidence. I will never reveal your name, identity, or location.
No, we won't. We'll keep all that stuff under zip and tie. So, so the last part of this is interesting.
This investigation isn't just about one company. It's about shutting down an ecosystem of fraud, intimidation, and exploitation hiding behind glossy websites and fake professionalism. Let's blow the whistle together, Danny D. Heck, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger.
Oh, we've got 7 thumbs down now, and we've got 17 thumbs up. So we're still up, guys. But anyone want to give us a thumbs up, be good. But every time I say about giving a thumbs up, so you'll need to log in to your web browser, give a thumbs up. We cannot track who gives us the thumbs up, so you are private if you're sitting here watching this. But I do appreciate giving us a thumbs up if you can give it. Also, so that's the first blog, and yes, that was a mouthful and big blog. The last blog I am going to do is talking about the relationship that we have now with Pakistani people, which is really, really nice. And I used AI to create me a lovely picture of some Pakistani people giving me a hug, hugging the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. But the next blog is actually a marathon, so go get a cup of tea if you want. But this blog here was the latest and the greatest that we've done. I'm actually going to do this blog first. I'll change my mind because I just want to highlight how important it is for you guys to actually feel like you can reach out to me. The purpose of this video is really to build a relationship with you and me, and I want you to contact me on WhatsApp. I will ring you up. I can talk to you if you want, or you can ring me, or you can provide me information. I can ask you a few questions. We also have cases where if you reckon that you could crack open this whole case, that we have connections with the FBI, we can put you in touch with a special agent, all that sort of stuff. But the best thing I can do for you is to keep everything you tell me anonymous. As like I say, screenshots, Excel sheets, anything like that, send them through to me. We will scoot them off into a secure place, and we'll use that to, go after these companies better. So this blog is just a short one, and this is basically asking you to stick your neck out for your country and your people. And let's have a listen.
To all my new friends in Pakistan, especially those working inside Intersys, Digitonics Labs, their many offshoots, or Abtach, this blog is for you. Trouble is coming, and it's coming fast. If you've been involved in building scam websites, operating fraudulent software houses, or supporting blackmail-based upselling operations, you already know the heat is rising. And if you've been a victim or an insider, now is the time to speak out.
Yep, don't wait. Now is the time.
I'm building the largest public record of digital fraud operations coming out of Karachi, and this is your opportunity to anonymously help bring truth to light.
So this is the next blog that I'm reading. If you put that into the chat room, you can click on it. You can see that the anonymous help will go off to my contact us page, which is also in the in the chat room.
Do you have information on websites, brand names, or software houses in Karachi that are scamming people across the globe? If so, I'm calling on you to share it. You can remain completely anonymous. I'm here to verify and publish the facts, not expose whistleblowers.
Yep. My job is not to expose you, even if you are ringing up people, enticing them to use the services of the company that you were employed by, even if they've withheld your wages. I'm not going to go after you. I'm just going to go after the kingpins at the top. This is like bowling. We want to take out the head pin so we can stop them from expanding because the time is up.
If possible, send the information in an Excel spreadsheet or a plain text file. I'm particularly interested in mapping which software houses are behind which scams, so victims can understand who really defrauded them.
So imagine the spider's web. We want, all those names. We want to know who runs them. We know that they have multiple brands. We want to make sure we've got our information right.
I already have a growing list of scam websites, and the software houses behind them, and every bit of info you provide helps uncover more victims and more criminals. The underbelly of Karachi's digital fraud industry, what we're facing is not isolated fraud. It's a coordinated, industrial-scale network of deceit. From fake book publishing to fraudulent trademark registration, these operations run like well-oiled machines. They target authors, entrepreneurs, students, and small businesses, draining bank accounts and trust in the process.
Just addressing a comment in the chat room, you were saying there are the pictures of everyone mentioned in your article. Where are the pictures of everyone mentioned in your article? Pictures? Let me show you. Let's see if I can bring that up. Good point. Also, I don't know if you know about YouTube. I can get my videos removed if I have photos of real people that may be copyrighted. So we get them redone in AI so they're unique to us. So it would be silly for me to actually put images of people. So the people that you see in the thumbnail, excluding the people in the photo who are getting the gifts for working for a company, these are people of people we believe are key people. This is not the definitive list of faces, but when I used, the image of, I'm actually going to bring it up if I can do it in a hurry. I'll go and bring that up. Let's go over here. Let's go to movie. Let's go to downloads. So when I came to Attache, I'll just go new tab on that one. Google and here. So this image was created by uploading these images that you see here. We believe it doesn't really matter who's in this image. These aren't the 7 people we're looking for because I'm not one of them. Oh, I'm dressed up as a policeman and I'm not a policeman. But you get the idea what we've done with this image. And we've even recreated that image to a later version of it for the second blog that we'll look at today. Hopefully I can do that. Maybe not. Let's have a wee look and see if we can grab that image. It's going to be, yeah. So, get a bit of criticism and that's okay. People want to know things. People are starving for information. People want closure. I've been fighting scams for a long time and it is very, very hard. But that's the updated image. And that was done 2 weeks after I asked for that image to be created. But if you're wondering where the real photos are, these are the photos that we have. And any additional photos of any of these people that you see in here would be much appreciated. Often their Instagrams are private. We can't get in there and see their images, but these are images that we have so far. And as I said, these are the people. So there you go. I hope that answers that question a little bit. And now I've forgotten where I'm up to once again. So if I have done this paragraph, you'll have to listen to it again.
The underbelly of Karachi's digital fraud industry, what we're facing is not isolated fraud. It's a coordinated, industrial-scale network of deceit. From fake book publishing to fraudulent trademark registration, these operations run like well-oiled machines. They target authors, entrepreneurs, students, and small businesses, draining bank accounts and trust in the process.
Yeah, with romance scams, they call this operation pig butchering. And if you're not familiar with pig butchering, it's disgusting. I know there was a guy I interviewed a wee while ago. He'd lost $33,000 to a romance scam. The lady had told him that she had befriended him for 3 months, and then she said that, have you ever wondered how I maintain my lifestyle? She had an investment opportunity where she put $60,000 in. They were going to get 20% return within a short period of time. So she said, do you want to go halves with me? So he put in $30,000, withdrew some of the money off the platform where she told him to put the money, and got it back to real fiat currency. And then when he got up to 30,000, he borrowed money from his mother. He sold his car. He sold things around his home, got $30,000 together, put it into this wallet that he was given, that he downloaded from an Android, from the Google Play Store. And then she said to him, oh, that opportunity's, we've missed it. But there's another opportunity that's $65,000 that we can invest and get the same return. So he went and put another $2,500 in, and then he reached out to me and he realized he'd been scammed. That's what they call pig butchering. And these scams are no different. These guys will take money of people. I had another couple, a husband and wife, two husband and wives. The husband fell for a romance scam. They managed to get $1 million of him. And also the other couple, they also managed to get another $1 million of him for a romance scam. Now, these guys were married. And you might think, oh, that guy is naughty, man. His wife would kill him. Well, this guy had Alzheimer's. Dementia, I should say. Dementia. And they went after two guys that had dementia. And they managed to scam them out of $2 million, two different couples. That's what happens, and that's what pig butchering is all about. So these people aren't going to go after the healthy and the able-bodied people. They'll go after anybody, and that's the disgusting thing. So what happens when you theoretically have handed over all your money?
How these scams usually work: imagine this. A small business owner thinks they are hiring a branding agency. Instead, they get locked into fake upsells, misleading contracts, and no deliverables. Or an aspiring author is promised their book will be on Amazon and in bookstores. After thousands in fees, they're ghosted. That's the level of deception we're dealing with.
So I've got a hell of a story. I was brought up in a religious cult. I'm not going to go down there, but what I'm saying is I'd put everything in to get my story out there. So this is what happens.
And it's not just poor service. We're talking blackmail, stolen identities, and victims being pushed to mental breakdown. I've spoken to people who were harassed to the brink of suicide.
Now, just because we have. Now, I've asked that question to many people: are you contemplating suicide? And in my life, I've been probably told about 10 times, yes, I am. So this is what literally happens. People are dying by suicide. In my family, my immediate family, my stepfather, Robert De Heck, I'm Danny De Heck, he took his own life when I was 9 years of age. He was 36 years of age. He died on the 6th of December. My sister, who was in the same religion as I was, couldn't live up to the expectations of the Jehovah's Witness organization. When she got involved in drugs, prostitution, criminal activities, the whole 9 yards, when she got to the age of 37, after me witnessing around about 50 different suicide attempts, she actually hung herself on 15 minutes suicide watch. She died at the age of 36. She took her life on the 6th of December, which is the same date. And would you believe, is it the 6th? Is it the 6th month now? June the 6th, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my sister's birthday was, I think it was 1968, the 6th of the 6th. Because she thought she was a witch. I don't know why. She had 3 sixes in her name. But my sister's birthday is today. Isn't that amazing? I'm pretty sure I've got that right. So that's amazing. But anyway, she died on the same day as my father. So I was talking to a New Zealand reporter who wanted to know how many people I knew had died by suicide who were connected to the religion that I used to be part of. And I said, you'll never find the answer to that question. And she said, why not? I said, because dead people don't speak. So let's just say someone blackmailed some entrepreneur that had a story they want told. They bled them for every bit of money that they had until they realized they've been scammed. And now they've lost their fortune and they haven't had their story told. Those people who die by suicide, their story will never get told because dead people don't speak. So that's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. Your story, your words, your information can be used. So let's do this.
Karachi companies under investigation. I'm especially focused on Intersys, Digitonics Labs, and its offshoots. Awesomet Private Limited, Skysoft Tech Private Limited, Tiknado Private Limited, Wordsense PVT Limited, run by Faiz Al Hassan.
Look at this. Since we've been publishing this, we've had 13 thumbs down and 19 thumbs up. Do you think we've been watched? Do you think that people who are running these scams are watching this video? That is a crack up. So we're going to have more thumbs down than thumbs up soon if we don't get more thumbs up. We've now have 19 thumbs up and we have 13 thumbs down. That's brilliant. Loving it, guys.
Logitonics PVT Limited, Techigata, Metafrolic Labs PVT Limited, Olive Digital, PVT, Limited, fronted by Samullah H. Khan, Kalamullah Khan, Nasrullah Khan, Asadullah Khan, reported to have ties to dangerous Afghan individuals, TechDrive PVT LLC, Legendesk, PVT, Limited, also under scrutiny, Abdul Qadir Fadani, whose luxury lifestyle raises serious questions.
Yes, now that young fella's got $4 million worth of sports cars. Now I've just got my typical response, and I'm going to
How many dollars you can earn from this type of blog and from Live Anyone is not interested to seeing your live. You can go sleep now. Good night, sweet dreams.
Brilliant. All class, mate. How much money do I get from my YouTube live? Let's have a look, eh? So I like to be transparent because a lot of people accuse me of making money from my YouTube channel. I spend 70 to 80 hours a week doing my YouTube stuff. And every time I do this, people say, oh, you don't need to explain this to people. I get 26,000 views a month, 2,400 view my videos. I get around about 300 subscribers a month. And this month's estimated revenue is 260, nearly $300 a month. So that's how much money I make from doing my YouTube channel. The other way that you can support me, if you want to support me, rather than berating me, now we've got people here berating me in the chat room. We now have 21 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Berating me in the chat room who are doing nothing. And they just want to sit here and criticize people who are doing something. And I get that. Look, if you go to my Buy Me a Cup of Coffee link on my website, which I'm going to put in the chat room, you can support me. Now, the people that normally support me are the people that either have been scammed or were about to get scammed. In here, you can go to post and you can actually read articles that I've posted. You can see the articles in here that we were talking about right now. And this is what we call Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. You can also join a membership and you can pay me per month. So, for example, if you come in here, you can become a scam snifter for $5 a month, a coffee a month, a digital sleuth, somebody who may provide me occasional information, or a Ponzi slayer, someone who really gets in here and helps. Or I had one person purchase this week, Avenger for Life, for $300. And this month I have made around about $500 from my Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, which is up. Last month I did actually have a good month. I think I made $800. But normally on average, it's normally about $300 a month I get from Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. So if you work that out, my friend who said, how much money do I get by doing this, and insinuating that I'm doing it for the money, I actually make around about $500 or $600 a month. So the better question that you might want to ask the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger is, how do I sustain myself? How do I pay for my keep? Well, if you go to my website, you'll see, if you click on passive income opportunities, you'll see I actually do drop shipping for a living. And I set up ready to go drop shipping websites for people. I'm fully transparent on how I earn my income. And this is why I'm not against actually, I'm not against earning money online. But I'm not going to have some little upstart ring me up from a different country telling me he can provide me services and then ghost me and not deliver those services. I'm also have got skin in the game. I actually have drop shipping websites myself. And one point, I sold 8,000 products in a year. This website called NZ Outdoors is a drop shipping website. And you can actually see me in the picture. That's me in the river. My partner's a photographer. She took the photo. This is a backpack I purchased from China, and I took it to Vietnam with me. I have purchased the items that I sell. I sell these items to locals, New Zealanders. This website that you're looking at, currently I've sold around about $150,000 worth of products since the website has been going. So if you went into the back end of the web store here, and let's say you clicked on, oops, we might not be able to get there, switch accounts, let's see if we can get there without being a hassle. Maybe not. Wish me a bit of luck. It's going to go around on a loop. Back to list of stores. Maybe if I click on that one. No, it's going to be, it's a long-winded story, but I have a commercial account and it's not going to let me in without great difficulty. But I've made about $150,000 of sales since I've been running that shop, and I've made about $70,000 worth of profits. I have had other shops that I have built up and sold off, which have had $300,000 worth of sales. So I'm not against making money online. I used to own a business networking company. When COVID happened, no one wanted to go onto Zoom and continue running it. So I started doing how-to videos to help entrepreneurial people out about, drop shipping or how to manage the SEO. If you go to my website and you have a look through my blog section, you'll see that I have over 1,000 blogs on my website. Click on blogs. You can see the blog titles: Destination New Zealand, business, cost of living, education, freshwater fisheries. I've got information, great walks in New Zealand. So I'm a blogger. So now you know how I make my living. Do I ring up people in Pakistan and do I tell them that I can do a blog for them? No, I don't. I provide my services, which if you click on services tab, you can see all my services are actually listed on my website. If people want to talk to me, I charge them $50. If people want a virtual session with me, who want to spend an hour with me picking my brain, these are all my services. They're fully transparent on my website. I don't get people purchasing these services on a daily basis, but I put lots of my services online for people to see. So if you're going to sit here and accuse me of wanting to bust the scammers that are in Pakistan who are ripping off entrepreneurial people around the world and profiteering from being a YouTuber, good luck to you, my friend. But now you know what I do. What do you do? Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Why? That's very good. Now we have 29 thumbs up and 13 thumbs down. So we have now got 3/4 of the people give me the thumbs up. Thank you so much. And the super chat, that is the first super chat I have had in the last 3 months. No one throws money at me like that. I'm entrepreneurial. I sold everything I own once and hitchhiked around my country telling people I was a mobile internet consultant. I used to charge people $300 to set up a web page and $30 a month to keep that web page alive on the internet. In 2004, my New Zealand's information network company turned over $500,000 worth of sales, and I took home $275,000 worth in wages in 1 year. That same company generated me a 6-figure income for 10 years in a row. I went through a divorce, lost everything, was incredibly lonely. I started helping people. I started up social groups, and then I started up a business networking company where I bought an existing company and made it my own. I am entrepreneurial. I am not against people starting companies. I am not against people marketing themselves, but I am against exploitation of people. If you think you can sit here and exploit people in your own country so you can drive around in your Lamborghini, I'm coming after you. The FBI are coming after you. Homeland Security is coming after you. We are doing a cry for help. We are going to people and we're saying to you, this is enough. We've had enough. We want to help people in Pakistan. I'm a New Zealander. Sure, I could hide myself in my room and I could just shut the door and pretend the world doesn't happen. Or I could stick my name, my reputation, and tell you what I do for a living and show you guys how to make money online. Or I could just shut up. I could just let you go back to your families and live in fear every day. And then we get people in the chat room who are obviously running these power houses. They're profiteering. They're sitting there with their iPhones, their iPhone 15s or 16, whatever one they've got out now, in their sports car, and they're berating people who are trying to stop this sort of corruption so they can maintain their lifestyle. I've had enough. Have you had enough? Start speaking, ladies and gentlemen. We were overwhelmed with the response that we got from our first blog. 30,000 people have viewed our blog on LinkedIn. So we've now published 3 blogs. We are making a difference. You can make a difference. So let's carry on. These companies here, we're not saying these companies are running scams. What we are saying, these companies are under investigation. We want to find out whether you're real or genuine. If you're genuine, provide us details about your clients. Clean your name. Show us that you haven't got people who are working in your company that have been associated with Aztech.
Digitonics PVT Limited, Techigator, Metafrolic Labs PVT Limited, Olive Digital, PVT Limited, fronted by Samullah H. Khan, Kalimullah Khan, Nasrullah Khan, Asadullah Khan, reported to have ties to dangerous Afghan individuals. TechDrive PVT LLC, Legendesk, PVT Limited.
We went after a guy called Jason Michaels, who's now incarcerated. He was responsible for $1.6 billion scam. We ran a Zoom meeting and he stormed into it. And it was really, really interesting, which is quite cool. Right, I've got some messages here. What have we got? What is some news to hand? I'm just wondering if daily wage is $4 a day, not per hour. Oh my God, you guys work for $4 a day normally? That doesn't add up. Sorry, I didn't get that right. I can't comprehend $4 an hour. I'll just make sure I can read that. I'm just going to read this paragraph. Right, I'm just going to make sure I can read this. This is a paragraph.
In 2021, during the FIA raids, Azneem Bilwani and Salman Yusuf had a big falling out. Bilwani blamed Salman Yusuf for everything and blackmailed Salman Yusuf into signing a document where he took the blame for a lot of crimes. Salman Yusuf signed this document and had 2 judges sign off on this, where he accepted the blame for all of Abtach and Intersys crimes. But I strongly believe that soon after Salman Yusuf started passing info to law enforcement. This is something I believe. Isa Faroukhi is in Germany thinking she's going to be fine.
I'll stop that paragraph because I've had updates on that paragraph. We're getting some intel live here, which is really, really good. We've got an amazing team of Avengers. So just want to clear, I can't comprehend earning $4 US a day. I presume that hopefully that's US, not per hour. That's incredible. So, you know, enough is enough. I didn't have your messages open there, my friend, so they are open now and I will catch them. I've got multiple chat rooms in front of me. These are some of the quotes that we've got from people who have used the services, which surprisingly enough, I haven't actually got many people telling us about the services, which is actually quite interesting. Like people who have used the services and been ripped off. I don't know why that is, but we did get a few coming back, but not everyone.
Real voices, real victims. They charged my dad $12,000 for a fake book contract and never delivered. Then they blocked his number. Victim from Texas. I thought I was paying for trademark help. They drained my business account over 2 months. Small business owner, California. These aren't one-off stories. These are systemic operations, and every employee inside knows how deep it goes.
Michael Bernard, we've been asked that nobody you have mentioned is far from innocent. So, Michael, if you're still here in the chat room, that nobody you mentioned is far from innocent. Now, I could tell you that comment is not coming. I've got another chat room here. I'm kind of a wee bit like a puppet at the moment. Remember, my role in this global, let's call it scamdemic that we're fighting, is to name and shame people. And you've come in here claiming that somebody you've meant is innocent. I've just been told by people who can back this up, who have the receipts, that you're nobody that you've mentioned is far from innocent. And we have the receipts. We're not stopping here. This is not me. Let's listen
to the insiders. This is your moment. If you've been part of these companies and you know how the sausage gets made, now is your chance to do something meaningful. Blow the whistle. I'll protect you. We need to expose how upselling and forced payments trap victims, whether internal policies pressure staff to deceive who's issuing the orders and who's cashing in. You know the scripts. You've seen the Slack messages. You've watched it happen.
Look, if you've got scripts on how they tell you to scam people, forward them through. It'll be help. Look, as it says, I will protect you. Now, when I say I will protect you, I'm not going to come with my what do I have? I've got this on the other screen. I'm not going to turn up in my my t-shirt with no scam. I'm not going to turn up in a policeman's uniform. I'm in the private sector. As I pointed out earlier, that I have actually been involved in governments, and I have been to that conference. You can see the receipts. You can see the photos. I am on my fingertips. I can message. I messaged a special agent yesterday about this. I showed him the 3 blogs that I'd published from outside, from different circles. And I wanted to know if he had any intel. I've got people I can call on. We're a global organisation of crime fighters, and we're doing a bloody good job, I must say. I never ever thought I'd be in the position I am today when I started doing my first video 4 years ago. But when I say we can protect you, I can protect you anonymously. If you're going to take photos of documents and send them to me, make sure you do good photos. Make sure you can't be traced. Don't put any timestamps on them. You know what I mean? Keep them anonymous as well. I will forward your timestamps, your images, your documents to the people, the right people. As I said, we're a big organization now. I'm being asked, my role is obviously to name and shame people. So I'll protect you as much as you can. My word and my reputation are not outing you. We've already had lengthy conversations with several people, live, conversations, and we've gone through and asked some questions, and their information has been very valuable to us. So we're asking people to do the same.
Redemption matters. In an earlier post, I may have mentioned someone who has since left the scam world behind. I'll be fixing that soon. If I've made any errors, named the wrong person or business, reach out and I'll correct it. I believe in accountability, but I also believe in redemption.
Yeah, so bear that in mind. If I have got it wrong, please reach out to me and correct it, and we will update it.
The stakes just got higher about a month ago. The US Department of Justice unsealed an indictment naming Azneem Bilwani's company, World Trade, in connection with fentanyl trafficking. Yes, fentanyl. This is no longer about scamming authors and startups. It's touching global health crises, and it's going to get worse for them.
Right, and as they've been arrested. Thanks, Fanny. Can you bring it in?
Because this time, it's not just a raid or a fine. This time, MAGA is involved. That's why journalists at Dawn, Tribune, and other top media outlets in Pakistan are reaching out. They want to know what's coming. I tell them, watch this space. You'll hear it here first.
Yeah, you will. So how can you help? So there's my contact details. If you're sitting on documents, spreadsheets, internal chats, or names, send it to me. Every domain, every fraudulent brand, every fake client interaction matters. So there's my email address, there's my phone number, there's my WhatsApp, and there's my Telegram. I haven't put my Telegram into the chat yet, and I'll do that now. So we've got somebody in here. Really? Is this the best you can do? Your forehead looks like a airport runway. Well, that's just fantastic, mate. Is that the best insult you can come up with? And is there a reason why you're berating me? It's sort of a case. Hey, just while we're there, Bloomberg documentary, news.com, press stuff. Like this is my accolade of media that I've been involved on. These people didn't worry about my forehead.
My work exposing crypto fraud has been featured in Bloomberg Documentary 2025, a 20-minute expose on Ponzi schemes and crypto card fraud news.com.au, 2025, profiled as one of the leading scam busters in Australasia. The pressstuff.co.nz, 2023, successfully defeated $3.85 million gag lawsuit. Court ruled it was a vexatious attempt to silence whistleblowing. The Guardian Australia, 2023, National Warning on Crypto MLMs Affecting Aussie Families. ABC News Australia, 2023, Investigation into Blockchain Global and its Collapse. The New York Times, 2022, a full 2-page feature on dismantling Hyperverse and its global network. Radio New Zealand, 2022, the Kiwi YouTuber taking down crypto scammers from his Christchurch home. Otago Daily Times, 2022, a profile on my investigative work and the impact of crypto fraud in New Zealand.
So, yeah, so somebody with a forehead that looks like a runway hasn't done too bad getting some media coverage, and no doubt we're going to get some more. So we're building a knowledge base where we can help victims find justice and authorities connect the dots. Let's work together. So that was my cry for help to all my Pakistani friends that have been reaching out to me over the last few weeks. Your information is going to be private, but your information can really make a difference. If you've been exploited by these companies, they owe you money, or they're bribing your families, they're threatening you, we'll look after you as much as we can. I'll keep your information anonymous. I'm not going to out the people that blow the whistle. And we really thank you for your bravery. And I really mean that with my sincerity in my heart. And so the last but not least is definitely the big article. The big article is what we've got a whole lot of information out there. And look, mate, we could ban you from the chat room if you really want. We've got 26 likes and 14 dislikes so far. But I actually quite like, if people aren't talking about you, it's kind of like you're nobody. So I don't know who the fuck you are. Oh, did I say fuck? Sorry, didn't mean to. But your forehead looks like a airport runway. So that's great. And actually, my Avengers, I don't mind those comments. I just want to go to have a look and actually see for a laugh. Go to channel. So the person that thinks that my head looks like an airport runway, which is quite handy if you're landing an airplane, I'll subscribe to your YouTube channel. I won't subscribe, just teasing you, mate. Not going to subscribe to your rubbish. And we'll go more about this channel. So you've been on YouTube since 2022, and you signed up on February the 11th. Brilliant, mate. Congratulations. You've discovered YouTube for the last 3 years. And all you can do now is come out with funny little wee sayings. And we'll go to another one. Let's have another look at this one. Subscriber. Remarkable. So this one here, this guy's been on the internet for 4 years. Great. Oh, yes. No, it's good. If they're not talking about you, you're nobody. But thank you for your comment and your coward comment where you don't stand behind your name. You're anonymous. Good on you, mate. Right. FBI raids, FBI and Homeland Security involvement. I presume that's Homeland Security. I will not read because I'll embarrass myself. But these are the people that we are gathering information on.
FIA raids, FBI and HSI involvement, Intersys, Digitonics Labs, Wordsons, allegations of drug trafficking, fraud, money laundering, and the names at the center of it all: Azneem Bilwani, Mohammed Salman Yusuf, Burhan Mirza, Junaid Mansoor, Faiz al-Hassan, Abdul Qadir Fatani, and more.
Danny rocks. Yay, give me a thumbs up, guys. We're back up to 28 thumbs up. It's sort of funny because it was 29 and now it's gone down to 14. Look, my beloved has just made me lunch, so I'm going to go grab lunch and I'm going to let you guys listen to this paragraph while I go grab my lunch. And this article is massive, but we've put a lot of intel into it because we're on a fishing trawler and we're trying to grab as much intel as we can. So if any of this information means something to you, while I go get my lunch, please let me know. But here you go.
I'm going to start this post by recapping some critical points that a lot of people working in Karachi software houses still haven't fully understood. Then I'll give you some valuable non-public information about major actions that are strongly suspect are about to unfold. And finally, I'll be putting out a call for more intel, for more names, and for anyone who knows what's really going on behind the scenes. Yes, I've also got some hot gossip from inside Karachi, including a few details about the very glamorous ISA that you're not going to want to miss. As always, if I've got something wrong, contact me and I'll correct it. The truth is what matters. Over the last few weeks, I've made a lot of new Pakistani friends, sharp people, well-informed, and trying to do the right thing. But here's the problem. Many of them still don't realize that very bad things are in store for the scam software houses of Karachi.
Right. I just put stuff on my trousers. Been to 35 countries. India, Cambodia, Bangladesh, China, Australia, UK, Croatia, that's India. And I can tell you that I'm really impressed. I want to go to, if I'm allowed to go, to Pakistan, because the caliber of people that have been talking to me are very well spoken, fantastic English, very knowledgeable and very businesslike. So I take my hat off to the people that I've met so far. Now, we've got 6 major points of things that we've come up with. And we had to come up with some evidence to prove that we've got investigations going and intel is coming in. So this purpose of this was to show you what's happened so far and get you up to speed of what's actually happening. So here we go.
The tipping point, US indictments and the Karachi connection. Let me walk you through a few things that have already happened, because if you still think this is just internet gossip or overblown claims, you haven't been paying attention. These aren't rumors, these are real indictments, official charges, and federal law enforcement actions unfolding in broad daylight. And yes, they trace right back to Karachi's so-called software industry.
So, as I said at the start, I got food on me now. As I said at the start, the first blog was just to get you warmed up. The real blog is this one here. And people think that the information that we provided was old. Michael, the guy that was in the chat room, was berating us, telling us that the information that we provided was old, but we needed to lay a good foundation. Now, when they did the articles on my last big Ponzi scheme that we busted, Hyperverse, the Guardian newspaper actually finished up publishing 14 different articles. The first article was a cornerstone article, and pretty much the same here. So we need to lay a foundation before we can build on it, and there will be more articles coming out. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and do subscribe to my newsletters, which are on my website as well, and you'll see that at the bottom. But this is the first thing, the first one, and we're not going to go into the article because I'll give you the link to the article here that we're talking about in the chat room, but you can also click on these links and verify anything we're about to say.
April 23, 2025. The U.S. Department of Justice unsealed an indictment that charged URL Trade with conspiracy to distribute controlled substances for unlawful importation into the United States. This has to do with analogs of a drug called fentanyl. URL Trade is a website similar to Alibaba that is a subsidiary of Retrocube, which is a company that is owned by Azneem Bilwani. Functionally, this company operated out of Karachi, but had a bank account and an office in Texas.
All I can do is open this here. And this here verifies the information that we're telling you about. How the domain names have been seized. So that's the one. Second one. This is May 23, 2025. Not that long ago.
May 23, 2025. Two Texas residents, Abdul Hadi Murshid and Mohammed Salman Nasir, both originally from Pakistan, a law firm, and companies formed in Texas, were charged with RICO, used against the mafia usually, and large-scale visa fraud charges. On May 24, 2025, the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, who normally doesn't tweet about small law enforcement actions, made a statement. Major arrests out of ATFB Dallas: Abdul Hadi Murshid and Mohammed Salman Nasir, two individuals out of Texas who allegedly oversaw and operated a criminal enterprise circumventing American immigration laws by selling fraudulent visa applications. Well done to our FBI teams and partners in the investigation.
And remember, the FBI and Homeland Security are reading our blogs. So once again, you can see these arrests happening. These are posted on, this is the FBI doing the raids against these people. So, that's not made up mumbo jumbo. And this was this year, So now we're on to the third lot. I hope that paragraph there.
Karachi-based software houses have proliferated in Texas, based on my own investigations and info, already put out by researchers like Brian Krebs. I've tracked numerous Pakistani nationals in Texas forming hundreds of shell companies, many of which, when you Google the company names, have reports from people alleging fraud and blackmail.
And just heads up from someone you won't want to know about if you have been doing scams. Every person in this article is guilty. There's no exceptions. We have dirt on every single person mentioned in this article. That's what I've been told to say. So don't think you're going to escape.
I believe that some big law enforcement actions are afoot. What's coming soon to the scam software houses of Karachi will overshadow the fear raids of 2021. 2025 is the beginning of the end for scam software houses of Karachi. So if you are a Pakistani running a scam software house, shut it down and go fishing, because to be caught up in what's gonna happen will be very dangerous.
God, I get some amazing intel coming in. So if you're working in these places, get out now. I would recommend it.
Exporthub.com and TradeKey.com, run by Junaid Mansoor and Burhan Mirza, have their own issues with aiding in the sale of controlled substances, based on numerous listings for dangerous drugs and research chemicals I was able to find on these websites. For those that don't know, on August 22, 2018, the US DOJ sealed an indictment that tied TradeKey.com to a large Chinese drug trafficking group, but nothing changed, except the scope of this kept getting bigger and bigger.
Right. So I don't know. This must be, I think this is a website where you can buy anything you like, like an AliExpress version of. I'm not actually entirely sure. I have a feeling this website, you can buy anything you like on it, literally. So these are like the AliExpress version of things you can buy corruption-wise. I haven't followed this side of the story, sorry. But here is a document which highlights everything, and you can go and click on that and read it to your heart's content. I don't know why I haven't actually gone through this my personal self. I have a role in this, and that is to name and shame people and generate leads. This information is quite eye-opening even to me.
Both exporthub.com and newworldtrade.com have been accused by hundreds of users via online reviews of also having defrauded them by getting them to sign up for premium accounts with the promise of guaranteed sales leads and 100% refunds if not satisfied, only to pay thousands of dollars and in return get fake leads. And when the clients would ask for refunds, the refunds were denied.
Oh my goodness. I do wonder if some people think that people are stupid, but when people pay for this stuff and don't get, we need to create awareness around it. So anyway, let's carry on.
The business of fraud. How Karachi's scam industry went global. What you're about to read isn't some small-time side hustle. This is full-scale infrastructure, built deliberately to deceive, recruit, process payments, and drain victims dry. These scam software houses aren't just operating out of Pakistan. They've planted themselves across the US and UK with one goal: keep the money flowing, no matter what laws they break.
Yep. Sure, I'm feeding my face. Didn't have breakfast. I'm now having lunch. The point is, these people get so brazen that they just carry on. No one stops them. So it seems to help fuel them, and they keep going at any cost. And they are exploiting not only, entrepreneurial people, they're exploiting people who are working in these outfits, these criminal syndicates, and they're the ones profiteering. They're the ones that got the lavish lifestyle. So enough is enough, let's say. Now, what does Susie say?
As I understand it, the largest scam the software houses of Karachi are pulling includes book publishing and ghostwriting fraud, trademark registration fraud, mobile app development, logo designs, and customer service impersonation. But to do this, the scam software houses have had to build up significant infrastructure in America, specifically in Texas and in the UK, along with other countries. So again, the scale of this thing is just hard to wrap your head around. But for the sake of scamming Americans, these organizations have had to fly people out from Karachi to places like Texas and have them form companies, bank accounts, and payment processing accounts at firms like Stripe, basically acting as money mules. This is highly illegal in America, and the second someone from Pakistan on a visa to America does this, they invalidate the terms of their visa and could go to jail, and then be deported.
This is actually amazing. Some of the comments that we're getting in the chat room at the moment make me laugh. But we've got one from a guy called NG, and Susie has called him out on it. And I'm just going to read your last 3 comments, NG, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about your comments.
I have never seen any of your video against Indian scam. Why? NG, everyone had video against them. NG, secondly, I really want you to make a video against Indian scam as well, human trafficking, online scams, etc.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm just going to have another mouthful of food. All right. The first thing I want to say is in the chat room right now, there's a link to my blogs. In my blogs, you will see, once you get past the first 3 ones, I use tags to generate leads, by the way, just in case you're wondering. It's probably not a good a good one, that one, because I use that for a different purpose. But if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that I'm definitely not a racist. And I definitely are not picking on Pakistan. And just even say that as an insult in everything I do. Now, I'm doing something. I cannot do everything. I cannot be all things to all people. But to insinuate, because you've watched one video of mine, that I'm just picking on Pakistanis. Now, I'm not picking on Pakistanis. I'm actually here as a sort of a savior in a way, because I'm fighting for the people. The people of Pakistan have been exploited by their own. They have deep religious beliefs. And the people that have been reaching out to me, as I've said in my videos, are actually being exploited against their religious views. This is my YouTube channel. If you go through here, I've had people from Nigeria, China, Australia, America, Canada, let's say New Zealand. When it comes to saying India, well, there's a guy called Shavas Anwar. Shavas Anwar is actually in a video that I just did. Let's see this one here.
You are a real piece of
Shavas
Dubai's metro stations
offered
is
me.
sponsored.
Well, this
They
guy's,
get the narrative so wrong.
This is Sam Lee, who's in a connection to that $1.9 billion scam. Once he left, this guy took over. And this guy here is Shavas Zinzigi, his name is. He offered me $10,000 if I could find out his last name. And we found out his last name, but he's never paid me, but that's okay. But this guy here is like Indian. His sister, which we've just found out, his sister is Lucky. She's Indian as well. So technically speaking, this guy now lives in Dubai. But listen to him.
That is something which is good, which is like just like Bitcoin that we will do.
With authorities often powerless to act across borders, it's fallen on people like Danny to sound the alarm on suspected scams. And people like Shavas Anwar are very aware of Danny's efforts to disrupt their operations.
One person that I wanted to bring up is Danny DeHex.
I mean, it's not good that you talk about something you don't know. I mean, he has zero knowledge of the tech. He has zero understanding of tech. If it is affecting...
So this was a guy that claimed that Visa was backing him. We didn't. Bloomberg contacted Visa and asked if they ever heard of Shavas, and they hadn't. My point is, I go after anybody, any race, any culture, anything who's running a scam. And Mr. NG to accuse me of just going after Pakistan people is ridiculous, because I'm actually fighting for Pakistan people by the people that are exploiting them. So knock yourselves out. Now, I'm not sure if I've read that paragraph. If you need to read it, pause this video, read that paragraph. But let's go on to the next paragraph. This is quite a big blog.
So this thing, by the looks of it, would not surprise me if it accounted for a large part of Pakistan's software exports, which exceeded $3.2 billion in 2024. Based on what I've been told about massive tax evasion and offshore financial shenanigans by the scam software houses, it would not surprise me if the total revenue generated by the scam software houses in 2024 matched the full $3.2 billion or even exceeded this number, because a lot of the money being blackmailed and stolen from folks in Western countries across the globe doesn't get sent to bank accounts in Pakistan, but is instead held in bank accounts in Texas, Illinois, Michigan, Georgia, and in countries like the United Kingdom, Malaysia, and Australia.
So why do you think Homeland Security and the FBI are interested in this? Even the IRS must be interested in this one. Not going to say anything, but when I went after Hyperverse, I've got it on file where I tell people I reckon it's a $4 billion scam. And now the media's got hold of it. They said $1.9 billion scam. I still believe it's a $4 billion scam, but this has been documented as a big scam globally. Hence why it needs to be stopped. Hence why the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and the Avengers are on the game. Keep reading, guys.
Alert for friends, family members of money mules in America. The actions you are carrying out in America might seem like a favor for a friend, family member, setting up a company, opening a bank account, moving some money here and there. But these are crimes that you can face serious jail time for. Now that federal law enforcement agencies are on the trail of you, Oral Trade and Azneem Bilwani, it is only a matter of time before the money mules are arrested en masse. All the signs point to several law enforcement agencies coordinating and working to disrupt the scam software houses of Karachi.
Alrighty. 2 Texas residents operating a visa racket. Money laundering. There you go. Here's an article of Americans arresting 2 individuals. So have you been asked to set up a company for a friend from Pakistan and you put your name and your family at risk? Maybe a good time to get your name off that company. Just saying.
Based on customs records I've analyzed, totally public, I've found several shipments between Azneem Bilwani companies such as BS Garments Private Limited and Nuhas Recycling LLC incorporated by Abdulaziz Seema. I've also found shipments between Abtach and a Pakistani resident in Texas by the name of Ramiz Moise. If anyone has any information on what is being shipped by these people between Texas and Pakistan, I'd love to find out.
Yeah. So we're still wanting intel. This is big. This is the biggest thing I've ever done in exposing a scam globally for the last 4 years. This is why it intrigues me. Let's carry on. Now, so let's have a look at this one.
And you also offer ghostwriting services as well as dropshipping services through a scam as well.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. So let's go back to my ghostwriting services. Okay. So I'm a scammer, am I? Or because I offer a ghostwriting services, I'm going to be uncredible? I mean, just put your thumbs down on the thing there, buddy, and carry on. So if you come down here, I offer ghostwriting services. All right. So as always, if you want me to publish you blogs for your website, I charge for my time at doing so. Do I have a call center? Do I guarantee results for my blogs? And do I have a description of exactly what I'm going to offer? So here's my ghostwriting services. I can tell you now, I've never actually sold one. But as I said, we build websites. So one of my customers that we built a website for is called Stalkers. And Stalkers basically .co.nz. He has products in here selling all things hunting. And scopes, magnify, whatever, finders, boots, harnesses, everything you can think of. Cups. plates. And down the bottom of his website, there's a blog section. And we basically teach people how to create blogs. So if you click on View All, you can see that he's added a picture of his blog and he's wrote a blog. So to get him started, we've actually written him blogs. And the idea behind the blogs is that people may actually search for a blog in the search engines. And if you scoot down here, you'll probably find that blog. You may not find that blog. There it is. So there's our customer here. We've searched for the blog and we've found the website. Click on that and you go into the blog, and now I get distracted and I can come through here and I can order a product if I want to. So kind of funny saying that I'm providing ghostwriting services, and potentially it's just a joke that you even try to have a go at me, because I don't think there's anything that you have said that I'm not fully transparent about. But because I provide ghostwriting, I create blogs for people and charge for it, I'm not against that. But I do it myself. I don't rush off to Pakistan and find somebody who can write my blogs for me. I use a collection of things. Use a lot of IA to create images and the content, but I know how to instruct it. And also, I'm just charging a modest fee for my time. Hopefully, I will get more ghostwriting services soon, and people will see that you've promoted my ghostwriting services, and I'll have emails coming out my ears. But as I said, I've never actually sold any ghostwriting services to date, but I have provided that services in a package for somebody who's bought a website from me, and I've taught them how to do drop shipping, and that's what I do for a living. As I said previously, I'm not against making money online. Now, I don't know if I've said this, and I'm sorry if I have, but let's have a listen.
Is Intersys Labs a 100% Abtach Intersys operation, a web of shell companies and digital blackmail? There's no shortage of names, brands, and shadowy operators behind these scam empires, but a handful of them keep popping up across multiple fronts. If you're wondering who's pulling the strings, how they are connected, or where the money is going, pay close attention to what comes next. I am also very curious about the point of sale business that all these software houses are involved in, and the truck dispatch scams that involve double booking trucks and stealing fuel credits. How do these scams work?
Okay, so currently, I'm going to just go past that one. Hopefully you glean that. I do want to read every word of this. So NG, which is a no-name name, I don't know who you are. I've got 19 down arrows and I've got 29 up arrows. So we're still up. So if you're here watching this video, please hit the thumbs up. It'd be good to get over 30. Now, you have said, don't insult me, but you are actually insulting me by distracting my credibility when I'm doing what no one else is doing, trying to create awareness around the exploitation that's going on for the Pakistani people. And you are focusing on me, which is a normal tactic or a strategy for a scammer to do. They call it deflection. And you're rather focusing on me. And now you're telling me not to insult you when I can only take your criticism or your kind-hearted words that are helping the problem rather than causing more murky waters. Listen to this.
Please don't insult me. I am not a part of anything. I am just asking as our audience. A lot of questions are coming in my mind, even though blogs have dash signs, which means that are not even proofreading.
You're not part of anything. Well, let me insult you. Shut up. Because you're not actually helping anyone with your stupid thoughts in your little wee brain. Am I clear? You shouldn't have a voice in something you know nothing about. It's me, my Avengers, and the team behind me who have done a deep dive research on what's happening in Pakistan. With you and your little voices in your little brain that doesn't mean anything to anyone on the planet Earth, you are alleging that I, who have never sold a ghostwriting package for writing blogs for people, that I am not credible. And you thought your little brain would just fart that out? And you thought you had to put it in the chat room with your other 20 messages? I can only assume you're trying to deflect the attention away from the scams that we're busting. Out of due respect for your little brain and your little brain cell, or the cartel network that you're trying to, you've been told to interact on, go away. You're not welcome here. They had a respect for you. We haven't blocked your comments. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's see what he says now. Oh, I'm on Trustpilot. Yeah, well, I bust scammers. I get bad reviews all the time from scammers. Are you going to give me one as well? Ah, dearie me. Is this Mesa Mavu?
Another thing I am very curious about, Eplanet Global, and its links to Olive Digital, PVT, Limited. Here are some websites used by Eplanet Global and Olive Digital to scam Westerners.
Now, excuse me, I've had my lunch, nearly finished. Let's have a look at these as well.
Another thing I am very curious about, Eplanet Global, and its links to Olive Digital, PVT, Limited. Here are some websites used by Eplanet Global and Olive Digital to scam Westerners.
Now, these, I think we might have brought up some of these earlier on, but excuse me if we have. But this blog here was quite extensive. And after we published the first blog, we got given some other, the Book Publishing Company. Now, that's the original name. The One Shop Solution Warehouse Management, period. That sounds like a term that we wouldn't use. And I don't like these companies, because see these photos that they've got here of these warehouses? They're not even their warehouses. And if they are, it's an Amazon warehouse. And that's misrepresentation, isn't it? Amazon Publishing Group. Webinars, I don't even know what that word is. Excuse my reading. What we're offering, oh look, and there's that clutch thing again. Oh, they've even got reviews on, I love these when you get reviews on Trustpilot, you click on them and they don't go to those reviews. And they've got a trust score of 4.8. And you'll find that all the reviews actually have turned up within a 2-week period. So let's have a look at that just out of curiosity, just using that one as an example. And let's see if we can find how good they are. Finish my food first. I should have done. So now we're down to 4.2, and they have 7 reviews. So here's a company claiming they've got 4.8 reviews, and they've only got 7 reviews. And the reviews were May the 18th, May the 16th, May the 15th, March 25th, and April the 29th, and September the 12th. So this company that you looked at just there a second ago was claiming that they have 147 reviews with a 4.8. So what happened there? So these companies are just literally coming up with everything. Can you shut them up, please? Pix was having a big yelling session at somebody. But you get the idea. Once again, it's just all these companies that make false claims. And these are companies that we've just obviously investigated that are still active today. Look at this. Do you think they're going after the American clientele? So some soldier had his leg blown off on tour, and now they're offering him 30% off if he wants to tell his story. I don't know. I don't know what they're offering here. I don't even know we need to get into, but all of them have these online chat boxes that you can chat to, and then you'll get some salesperson who doesn't get paid for doing what they're doing. So next time you get approached by one of these companies, these people, ask them if they're getting paid or are they being held for ransom. That's what it really comes down to. Anyway, let's listen to another paragraph and then I'll have a look at the chat box again.
Some big sources have come to me from inside Karachi software houses, and they threw out some names and gave me some spreadsheets. Names like Faiz Al Hassan and Abdul Qadir Fatani have come up many times. How does Faiz Al Hassan of the software house Wordson's PVT Limited afford a Lamborghini, Porsche Panamera, Mercedes S550 and other luxury cars? And Abdul Qadir Fatani is like a ghost, seemingly running 20 software houses but with very little public info about him. Who can give me more info about this big figure in the software house space of Karachi? Is he the Kaiser Soze of software houses? What are his links to TGT Nexus PVT Limited and Quadtech PVT Limited? What is the role Usman Regaisha and Ebed Alvi play in relation to Abdul Qadir Fatani and his money printing machine? How is Tariq Fatani related to Abdul Qadir Fatani?
I think you're a bit weird, mate. Oh, I dare you to show you my reviews. I go after the biggest scammers in the world. I've got 5 reviews on my website. all these reviews are from people who wrote 1-star reviews. If you think that these people are credible scammers, so I continuously write, these people write reviews about me and what I do. I mean, if I'm going after scammers, do you think, and if extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So this review that I've got from some person I don't even know who set up a fake account that has written 2 reviews in the past. I've written a reply saying, provide us the evidence of the claims that you're making. The next one, Lisa, don't even know who that is. I wrote another reply, and here it basically says evidence. They're making up stories. They don't have anything to their claims. Same thing. And it's from the same people. These people actually that wrote these reviews, they all appeared. Look, I've answered every single one of them because there's no evidence. Same name. Lisa has written another review. That was Lisa up here, wasn't it? Where was she? Yeah, so Lisa's back. She's written 2 reviews under 2 accounts, and Trustpilot allow that to go through. I've got 5 negative reviews, all right? And you're in here saying you know nothing. Well, you don't know anything. And look, if you come to here, you can go to YouTube channels that have been set up to defame me. Now, as I said, if so the first one here, so because you're probably going to bring these up, this is May Samavu, a known scammer that was part of a $1.9 billion scam. She's so harassed by me because I go after the people, name and shame them. Here's a listen.
Ventured into other businesses that also went down.
So this lady started promoting trade technologies after I exposed her. $11 million disappeared. She deleted all her videos. Just 2 weeks ago, she was promoting a thing called BeyondBit. BeyondBit was a scam with fake CEO who was meant to be in Australia. That closed down. Once again, she shut down all her videos, and now she's writing Dear John letters. If you want to know about people like this who write these reviews about me, go into my post section of my website. Go down here enough, and you will find this is the lady here that set up that channel. She's probably the same lady's writing the review. This was scraped off her Instagram account, her apologizing to everyone because she trusted the person that she was promoting, even though I exposed her for month in, month out. All right, so the next one, Danny to Hit Facts. We used to have one of these set up every couple of months, and I can spend all day long removing these reviews that people write about me. But in here, they're actually telling people that I was involved with OneCoin. Once again, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I've never invested in any crypto opportunity. I do a little bit of crypto, but only because people donate it to me. These videos here are all done with royalty-free images. They've scraped images of me off the internet, owned by the New York Times, funny enough, and they're making claims. And these, when you search for me, you find these videos. Why would I set up a YouTube channel, Danny to Hit Facts, using my imagery, 13 videos, 173 subscribers? I can report this to Google. Google don't take it off, but it works in my favor because they don't take my videos off either. Another YouTube channel. Oh, look, same type of videos, same type of person. These were set up by a guy called Jan Gregory, who threatened to shoot and kill people in the past. So I put my neck out on the line. People fight back. This is their lame attempt at trying to defame me. Only weak-minded people with a wee pea brain such as you, NG, would actually read this and think this was credible information. You just told me, I dare you to bring up my Trustpilot reviews. I've got 5 reviews from scammers who have all been answered but provide no evidence, and you want me to bring this up? You're just trying to distract me from the real thing. Look at this one. This company here got told to remove all their videos or else, but they still left the YouTube channel up. And then you tell me you know nothing. Well, we currently have 35 thumbs down and 31 thumbs up. So that tells me that we have the attention of the cartel networks that are running these scams. They have now gone to their workers and they have told them, go to this video and hit the thumbs down. Now that is a victory because I am now talking to the people that are not getting paid for the work they are doing. They are not making the quotas that they have been told they need to get paid. They will be threatening your families if you don't do what they say. They will be driving to work in their luxury cars, and you will be going home in the bus. And you have done what they have told you to do. You've hit the thumbs down. And that's what this video is all about. As I said, Mercedes S550s, the guys that you will see leaving your office will be driving off in those sports cars, and you are puppets. You are being manipulated by your own kind in Pakistan. Now, I know today is a public holiday in Pakistan, and I know that it's a very sacred time. Do you want this to continue? Keep providing us information. Major takedowns are happening. Major disruption is happening. We've got a little silly upstart in the chat room who's trying to divert the attention from what's happening in Pakistan to pointing it back at me, when all I'm doing is exposing known scams. You can't make this shit up. All right.
Legendesk, PVT, Limited and the folks behind it like Sherjul Parvez and Ramaz Shahid, alumni of the OG scam software house Axact, associated folks, Karim Siddiqui and Umama J. Siddiqui, again more ties back to Texas. For the fear officials reading, Legendesk, PVT, Limited is making in excess of $800,000 a month from scamming victims. They are probably shortchanging you and lying about the total take. Who has more info on Legendesk? Inovio Tech PVT Limited is a big name in scam software houses of Karachi, run by Roman Siddiqui and his right-hand man Umais Rohail. Hussein Rizvi is a big shining star at Inovio Tech. Fahad Aslam and Aksa Salam RH are managers at this scam software house. Here are some scam websites Inovio Tech PVT Limited is using to scam victims.
So NG will probably come back in a user handle because I'm sure he's one of the 37 thumbs down people. I've just removed all his comments out of the chat room because I'm sick of reading them. So I've nearly finished my lunch, last mouthful. So these are the websites that we are going to bring them up because I think it's important.
Website Valley Co UK, Visionary Logordersins Co UK, Visionary Webdersins Co UK, visionarywebstudio.com, bookreadingbureau.com, amsinventor.com, ghostreadingfounder.com, thisiavalley.com, bookreadingfounders.com, thebefounders.com, penguinpublishingcenter.com, Arkham House of Publishing.
I'm not going to read those, but what I want you to focus on is I've been told that one of these websites can generate $500,000 worth of sales a month. Coming from a country where people are working for $4 a day. And I got that wrong originally. Alrighty, so I've got some new intel just to hand as well. I've been told to bring up this person. If you have any information about them, the better. This is quite interesting. I'm going to read their About Us section.
An enthusiastic senior executive with 14 plus years of experience of managing events, PR and digital teams both in local and international markets, demonstrated success in developing digital teams from scratch on new innovative business models in international markets, planned and executed a wide array of major events from a list of prestigious clientele, skilled in streamlining departmental operations, overcoming financial challenges and technical challenges and solving business problems, experienced in strategic planning, performance measurement, production schedules.
So as I said, we are looking for people to share intel. Do you know this lady? Do you know what they're doing? I'm just going to read that. Sorry.
Highlight that she changed her employer from Intersys to Infosys, a company that has nothing to do with her now.
Right. So this lady is trying to what do we call it? So she's, oh my God, look at this. This is amazing. So she's trying to, I don't know how to put that really. She's trying to distance herself or rebrand herself, repurpose herself, so to speak. Is that
As
right?
the manager of human resources at Inovio Tech, a leading technology company, I act as a strategic business partner dedicated to aligning talent management with organizational objectives. With extensive multi-region hiring experience and a solid background in business operations, I bring a unique perspective to talent acquisition, employee development, operational roles, performance management, compliance. I hold a Master of Business Administration from the Institute of Business Management and a Bachelor of Business Administration from ICRA University. My education, combined with a proven track record in implementing innovative initiatives, has significantly enhanced employee engagement, retention, and satisfaction. Passionate about fostering a culture of continuous learning, I thrive on tackling challenges in the dynamic technology landscape. My goal is to leverage my skills and experiences to drive growth, while aspiring to be a female leader with both technical and business expertise, and enabling a workforce to reach their full potential.
Well, I just heard from News to Hand. I do actually have a button for that, I think. News to Hand. Maybe I don't. This lady that we go back to has actually changed her name. Since I've exposed this lady, she has rebranded her name and changed her name. It's pretty amazing. Pull up her pictures from the LinkedIn feature. So is it this lady here that I'm meant to be showing, I think? So let's have a look and let's see. I'll be blocked pretty soon, no doubt, because they'll be watching me right now. 32 thumbs up, 37 thumbs down. That's brilliant. Thank you, guys. So we need pull her pictures up. I can't pull her pictures, actually. How do I pull her pictures up? Is it not from here then? Is it here? Not here. Pakistan. No. We'll like a picture. That's always going to be fun. Let's have a look and see if we can bring... I can't see how to do that. Activity. Show all activity. Aha. Forbes. Okay, so we can go through her and see her previous messages. Not very active. Are we sure we've got the lady? Changed her employer from it. Ah, I see. So she's changed her where she used to work. So if you go down to previous employer group, see, you can see that she's rebranded who she used to work for. She worked here for 5 years. So look, in short, I'm sure if you, amazing, if you know this lady and her involvement and have any intel on her, we would be very pleased to hear from you. So that's quite cool. All right, so let's carry on anyway. We're going to read this blog. I don't want to be here all day long. Make sure we're back. So you can actually see these brands, these companies. Some of them have gone. Book Writing Bureau, Login, Investor. Once again, all these websites are all developed by the same company using Zendesk. New York, what about New York publication? I mean, running from Pakistan with American number. I mean, to me, this is disgusting. Even if you're targeting Americans and you're offering legitimate services, I think that's disgusting. I think that you should, if you're a successful company, market to your own and keep it within your own country rather than going after the big dollars, because at the end of the day, it's just not on. It's a scam, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, so I need to be clear on something. This lady here is claiming that she is working for this group, and this is meant to be in a legit company in India. But after we exposed her, she changed it from the other system, the company, which is...
Intersys is the scam company
Intersys.
now.
So she's changed it to a similar group instead of the real group. So she's trying to hide. That's what we've come up with. I mean, it's not rocket science, but once again, if we have any information on her, let's hear about it. Let's carry on. Otherwise, I'll be here all day long. So let's carry on.
Behind the curtain, the network hiding in plain sight what looks like dozens of separate software houses is, in many cases, just a smokescreen. Strip away the names, logos, and fake directors, and what you'll find is a tightly woven network, a fraud machine built on shell companies, recycled infrastructure, and the same handful of kingpins running the whole show. Inovio Tech Pvt Limited has an American company in Delaware called Infinity Service Incorporated. Who has more info for me about Inovio Tech Pvt Limited and Roman Siddiqui? How many days of the year does Roman Siddiqui spend in Chicago? Sassel Pvt Limited, run by Abbas Marlara and the brothers Karim Iqbal, with the famous LLC Neom Media LLC. What are the scams they are running?
Yeah, so if you know what they're running, we're looking for intel. We want to know who's behind the curtain. These are big paragraphs, but hopefully you can read them or listen to them or pause and translate them to English.
Back to our old friends at Digitonics Labs. Burhan Mirza and the very
Sorry.
pious Junaid Mansoor. It is my understanding that after the raids of 2021, Burhan Mirza thought up a genius plan to splinter Digitonics into many software houses so there's no single lightning rod for fear to come after and Western media to target. I don't think he planned for American federal law enforcement to go after his Dr. Frankenstein-like creation though. Digitonics Labs is huge and involved in large-scale scam operations based on fear investigation documents and the US Patent and Trademark Office, following public exposure and legal action, including arrests, in a money laundering case by the FIA Cybercrime Unit. The company fragmented into smaller entities. These new entities operate under different names, each led by a new figurehead, despite having distinct branding, websites, infrastructure, processes, and systems. Many of these companies remain part of the same internal network.
I love this. I love the comment that we've got from Emma Rose in the chat room. She says, Intersystems is not fraud, you are. Well, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And we've got more evidence with the FBI and Homeland Security than we can poke a stick at. So you can sit here and get pushed in front of the bus by your employer who doesn't pay you and get told to say things and click a down arrow button. We've got 33 up arrows and 38 down arrows. So we know that we've been watched by these publishing houses in real time because they have more employees than we do. But in saying that, it's awesome. So thank you for your thumbs down and thank you for your thumbs up. 1 minute there, we were ahead of them, but we are getting this news out to the people. We're coming for you. Your time is limited. And I'm happy to put my name, my reputation, and if I'm a naughty boy, well, please prove it. Anyway, so let's have a listen. With Network, these are the companies.
These companies functionally operate under a single group, generating revenue from multiple sources. They function from various offices, using different website brands, pretending to be Amazon, Kindle, Penguin Books, the US Patent and Trademark Office, social media pages, and sales teams, but frequently share common payment gateways, such as Stripe, or the same bank account details for fund collection.
What evidence do we have? Well, I don't know if you've been here for long, you've just tuned in. These links here go off to government organisations. These are arrests. And we just had an arrest last night. In case you've just turned up, you might be interested in this paragraph.
Let me make it even more specific. Azneem Bilwani, that's Azneem Bilwani, just sent Abdul Aziz Seema to court yesterday to represent Ural trade in a drug trafficking trial. For those unaware, Seema is an Indian national who immigrated to Texas, and I have documented proof tying him, his wife, and his brother to a wide range of crimes. His wife even admitted in court that she acts as a money mule for Abtach. Yes, that's Abtach. And I've got the receipts to prove every word I'm saying.
So that was just yesterday's news. It won't be in the papers yet because we're working in front of the coal fire here. Brilliant. Emma Bet Zoom.
Skysoft Tech, operated by Gais Ghazali and Moiz Sadaprobite, operated by Kashif Hussain Shah the Techrix, operated by Zain Rian Siddiq Productnologies, also known as Protech PVT Limited, operated by Abdul Rahman Chotani, Rian Siddiqui, Walid Yasaf, and Zaidatik Awsamat PVT Limited, operated by Alhan Pervez Khan Sleek Hive Technologies PVT Limited. Anyone who can tell me more about Digitonics Labs and their offshoots gets a big prize. My gratitude.
Yeah, have to stay on target today, Bob, so don't distract me with another Zoom meeting. All right, anyone, I think I just said that last paragraph.
Anyone who can tell me more about Digitonics Labs and their offshoots gets a big prize. My gratitude.
So the purpose of this video is to build a relationship with me and you, so you feel comfortable giving me information. And I can promise you I'll keep you anonymous and keep you as safe as I can. I won't tell people the source of the information. We've already received some amazing intel. Yesterday we got a PDF with 20 pages of information which would make the scammer cry. And we're getting intel like that every day. So it's awesome.
Time to choose. Keep covering or start speaking out. You've seen the names. You've read the evidence. This isn't about one or two bad actors. It's a whole ecosystem. And the cracks are already showing. Now I want to hear from you. If you've got more names, more companies, or more intel, send it my way. Because this next batch is just the start.
Emma Rose, I've got a special message from the investigation team. Emma Rose, that FA will be raiding the Intersys offices soon. So that's a message for you, and that has come from the investigative team who are listening to me as we speak. Okay, other scam warehouses that I'm investigating include, these are the ones that we as a group, a collective of people are investigating.
Saviors, operated by Raza Hanif Canvas Digital. Stellars, brand 20 US scam company Verbatech LLC, Divinatory Solutions. Codified Digitals and subsidiaries, operated by Syed Arbaz Ali Jaffrey, includes Inkblaze Studios Metafrolic Labs, PVT, Limited, suspected to be closely tied to Intersys.
Right, so these are the names. Screenshot them. If you're in one of those houses, then I would recommend getting your ass out of there as soon as
At the
possible.
end of the day, I believe that people are all the same, and want to be good, and not do bad things in their hearts. The people of Karachi I've talked to are sick of their kids, brothers, sisters, cousins growing up with hopes of working at scam software houses like Intersys, Abtach, Digitonics Labs, and more. The US Patent and Trademark Office have said these are scam software houses. Instead of selling fake book publishing pretending to be employees working for Amazon, these children should have an opportunity to build the next Amazon. That is not going to happen if the largest employers in Karachi remain a scam software house. An entire generation of young people growing up in Karachi have been taught that scamming and blackmailing foreigners is the best way to earn their paycheck. This is horrible for Pakistan in ways I can't even begin to describe.
Yeah, and just to be clear, is it Intersys?
Intersys.
Intersys is one of the fastest growing companies in Pakistan. So if that is the case, then do you want, today's a public holiday in Pakistan, and it's a moment to reflect on values, ethics, family. Do you really want Pakistan's fastest growing company to be a scam, publishing house? It's time to stop, and we're going to help you. We're not going to give up on you guys. We don't want people from their own country exploiting you. Anyone that's put their thumbs down today is 40 people have put thumbs down to this video. I would bet money on the fact that every single one of those 40 people is owed money. I can guarantee that there will be officers in Pakistan be told to go onto this YouTube video and hit the thumbs down button, or you won't get paid. And they will have to log in and, just imagine that every single thumbs down is being monitored by the FBI. And YouTube have a subpoena to hand over the evidence of all the IP addresses that these thumb downs have been given by. And they are tracking you back to these scam houses so that they can do raids. Imagine that.
If you are a Pakistani with information on these scam software houses, please reach out and share it with me. If you can't help me directly, then at least like, repost and spread awareness. If any of your relatives work at the mentioned software houses, it would be good for you and your relief if they found some other line of work that doesn't involve scamming people every day.
Right, so if you want to reach out to me, my website, deheck.com, and you can see that I have my name, and I've been featured in the New York Times 2-page spread on the printed edition. If you have any leads, images, videos of multi-level marketings or scams, you come down to here. We ask you for your name. So if it's got a wee hash beside it, we need a name and we need an email. But just use anonymous@gmail.com if you don't want to give your email. That's fine. Username if you want me to reach out to you on Telegram or WhatsApp. Your phone number, so then I can use iMessage if you've got an iPhone. Where you're from. The name of the scam, the company that you work for. People, if you've got invited to join a scam, instead of sponsor in this particular case, you could actually just put the name of the company you work for and the person that runs it. How long you've been working there. Just any information really, but down the bottom, put a brief summary, upload any screenshots that you've got, send them through, and it will be kept 100% anonymous. And what we do with that information, we put it into a database. Our database, home, here we are currently investigating over 150 different scams, and you can see them all here. And not only that, we've also investigating people, and we have over 450 people that we're investigating from all over the world. We're not just going after Pakistani people, and these scams that we're investigating are not just the same one. We've got people in the United Kingdom who we know have been promoting Ponzi schemes and scams. Des Amy is a good example. We did videos on him. He actually got shut down, and his company was unlisted. He was claiming he was worth $40 million. We also had articles of him in the UK Mirror. Pinicky Nark was somebody else that we did a big deep dive on. He was promoting Ponzi scheme after his Ponzi schemes. We have all his personal details. We even just about know where he lives. We've got, I've forgotten what we call him, Gobi, which is quite cool. You realise I'm live on the internet at the moment?
Hello.
You realise I'm live on the internet at the moment?
There?
I'm live on the internet at the moment. You've rung me twice today.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I'm live on the internet at the moment, and you have been broadcasted. No, he's hung up. Anyway, let's get back to it. Next paragraph, the few chunky ones
Isa
here.
Ferroqui. I have a fun note for Intersys fans. The very glamorous Isa Ferroqui, who holidays on the Amalfi Coast and lives in Germany and Dubai, not only put all her social media on private but changed her LinkedIn profile to say she works at Intersys in Karachi rather than Intersys. I contacted Intersys, a legitimate firm headquartered in India, and they confirmed they have no operations in Karachi and have no connection whatsoever to Isa Ferroqui. I guess someone who thinks nothing about lying to clients and viciously blackmailing them so she can live a life of luxury doesn't think twice before lying on her LinkedIn that she works for a company that has nothing to do with her. Isa Ferroqui should be concerned about meeting the same fate as Mohammed Salman Yusuf. Azneem Bilwani always looks out for number one and doesn't think twice about throwing people under the bus.
So isn't that amazing? So this very blog that we're doing at the moment, which I'm actually going to update, shows us that this lady, I don't know why we didn't have this link through, doesn't work for the company that she did a few minutes ago. She switched out the company to another company, and we've had our sources reach out to verify that she doesn't work for the company she claims. So that is breathtaking in itself. Now, what I'm going to do, because I can, and this is the paragraph, I mean, this is the deception that's going on right now. So if you know this lady here and her lavish lifestyle, and this is, I don't know why they carry on to have, she's only got 356 connections, which is incredibly low, actually, when you compare it to somebody like this, who's got a hell of a lot more. So that's actually quite amazing. So I'm just going to go down here and find this lady and see if I can get her name, because we'll link it through to her LinkedIn profile when I find her name, and we'll update that because I think that's amazing. Connection. So we'll highlight her name. We will put it in there. We'll go to there and we'll put that there. 1 minute, please. Call up to update. And yeah, so next person that wants to have a go at reading that blog. So what we've just done there is when you hit refresh, you'll see that now you can actually click on her name and it will go through to her LinkedIn account and we can watch to see who she changes it to next. But isn't that incredible? So we've investigated, has she worked in this company? And no, she hasn't. She switched out the names that was reading that she was working here, but this has only happened since we've started exploiting her. We're coming for you.
On the topic of Mohammed Salman Yusuf, it is very unfortunate that he has involved his wife Bushra Shoaib in a number of his schemes. Bushra Shoaib's name is on businesses incorporated by Salman Yusuf along with Fahad Ali. If you are a scam software house owner, you should know your competitors are reaching out to me and sending me screenshots and spreadsheets, and the names of your American money mules, your company brands, your scam websites, and much more. Why not return the favor?
Yeah, so we've causing a war. Keep India out of your stuff. Oh, you're back. So ND is back under his oven. Keep India out of your stuff. We are proud Indians, not scammers. I guarantee that there is no scam going on in India. Well, I can prove that Shahbaz Anwar is a big Indian scammer. And I do not believe that for a second, which is crazy. Now, you've lost my train of thought. I think we're up to this paragraph. So you're back again.
If you are a scam software house owner, you should know your competitors are reaching out to me and sending me screenshots and spreadsheets, and the names of your American
Yeah, and they are. The amount of intel we've got from legitimate companies throwing their colleagues under the bus is quite amazing. But the good thing about these screenshots and these PDFs, the photos that we're receiving, they don't kind of lie, and they make sense, and they also fortify the information that we already have.
If you think I am done, you would be wrong. I am passing some intel passed to me on one of the largest business conglomerates in Pakistan run by some of the most prominent members of Pakistani society, a veritable business dynasty that has set up large scamming and blackmailing software, houses, all this and more are coming soon.
I'm just going to read Steve's comment to the person that claims that India is innocent from scamming people.
Hey, at Nikhil DD Builder, I used 700 engineers in India for coding work at marketed as AI powered.
Yeah, what are you going to say about that then? Is that not a scam, or did they move out of India after they did it?
Islam emphasizes honesty and truthfulness in all aspects of life. It is haram to work for a scam software house that blackmails and scams victims. The Quran Surah Al-Mutaffifin specifically has verses condemning fraud in very harsh terms.
Right. So if you want to read up on your own spiritual beliefs, it's all here in Wikipedia, and it tells you that I remember when I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, I met a lady who wanted to learn about Jehovah's Witnesses, and she used to work for Brethrens, and the guy that owned the company that she worked for said that business is one thing and religion is another. Now, I don't believe that the case in Pakistan. I believe that religion is an everyday life affair, and the way that you carry yourself at work should be carried through with the way you treat your staff. These people are not treating their staff in line with their beliefs.
If you're still helping these operations, whether you're building scam websites, laundering funds, or just turning a blind eye, you're complicit. It's only a matter of time before the law catches up, and if you're ready to flip the script, I'm all ears. Got names, documents, screenshots, spreadsheets, send them through. Every piece helps build the case. Danny D. Heck, the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger.
Right, so we're basically done. So that was a marathon of 3 blogs, and I've been here for quite a long time, and I just want to thank you for your patience. But there's 2 reasons we did this. We've got ourselves on LinkedIn, okay? So if you want to contact us, you can go to LinkedIn. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you will see that I currently have 3 blogs featured. 1, 2, 3. And these 3 blogs have, one is a cry for help. So 7,647 people have actually have seen this blog. This blog here, which was published just the other day, 5,743 people have seen this one. This was the first blog that we put out where we started getting all the inquiries. Over 29,000 people have viewed this blog. We've also had updates and a lot of comments. So I'd recommend going to my LinkedIn profile, which you can find from dehec.com. And if you've got any negatives or positives, put your comments on here. Because all the people that are in the chat room at the moment that are firing missiles at me, telling people to hit the thumbs down because they don't want India exposed as a scam capital of the world as well, or they don't want you don't want Pakistanis to be exposed for potentially running scam factories, then you need to actually go into my LinkedIn profile and comment on those videos, because that will show your true identity. Anybody can set up or switch out of one YouTube profile into another and throw their 2 cents on the fire. But from my experience of doing this for the last 4 years, every single person that throws something at me, like slanderous comments that they can't back up or substantiate with proof. I mean, I am 100% transparent. Every accusation that was thrown at me in my own chat room while I'm doing this live, I have an answer to it. I can go to dehec.com. I can show you how much I charge for my services. I can answer the question is, am I doing this for YouTube clicks? Which is an easy, low-hanging insult that you can give me. But I've shown you how I make my income. I've shown you how much money I make from my YouTube channel a month, $300. I spend 70 to 80 hours a week going after scammers. This is not my first rodeo. This is just one of the bigger scams that I've taken on and put my name and my reputation on the line with. I think it would be only fair to go through my introduction that I had this morning. And what I wanted to get across this morning, because we did actually give you a news update on something that just happened 24 hours ago that no one knows about except me and my team. So let's have a listen again. Okay. So we're just going to go. I want to start today's live stream with a very clear message, especially those in Karachi, Lahore, and across Pakistan who are still operating scam houses. The FIA raids are coming. And this time it's going to be far worse than the ones that they had back in 2021.
Let me make it even more specific. Azneem Bilwani, that's Azneem Bilwani, just sent Abdul Aziz Seema to court yesterday to represent Ural trade in a drug trafficking trial. For those unaware, Seema is an Indian national who immigrated to Texas, and I have documented proof tying him, his wife, and his brother to a wide range of crimes. His wife even admitted in court that she acts as a money mule for Abtach. Yes, that's Abtach, and I've got the receipts to prove every word I'm saying.
So Seema is an Indian national who migrated to Texas. So Mr. Don't pick on the Indians, they don't run scams. There's one there.
So to Azneem Bilwani's lawyers at Hakeem Law, I know you're gearing up to come after me. Just know, I'm ready for some serious legal jujitsu.
Oh, bring it on, brother.
But this isn't just about Abtach. Salman Yusuf, that's Salman Yusuf, and the crew at Digitonics Labs are in the same boat. And don't think Burhan Mirza, Burhan Mirza, or Junaid Mansoor, are off the hook either.
Nope, we've got tails and tags.
You've all made millions by exploiting innocent people through fake publishing, scam branding, crypto fraud, and now even fentanyl analog trafficking.
We're here for you, brother.
But guess what? The fear is watching, and so is the FBI. More importantly, your money mules, especially the ones based in the US, will be arrested. I believe this strongly, based on ongoing Dodge activity that's already in motion. Enough is enough. To my viewers, if you have information, come forward. I'm not here to expose victims, I'm here to expose criminals. I will protect your identity, but the truth needs to come out. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, so it's really important. I'll just finish with this comment.
It's not hundreds of people working in these software houses, it's hundreds of thousands, possibly millions, 3 meters.
So unfortunately, because there's millions of people in the world, a lot of the industries that working in the IT sector are actually these publishing houses. I personally would never, ever even use anyone's services associated with Pakistan, not because I don't have utter respect for the professionalism of the people in Pakistan. It's just that I wouldn't be able to figure out the truthful companies and the scam companies. And I personally think this should be the case for everybody. If you want your book published, you should do it to someone local. You should go support your local economy. Now, the only reason I'd go to a Pakistani publishing house to publish my book is because of money. I might not be able to afford to get my book done in my local business economy. So I trot off to another country to find a cheaper deal. Everything comes at a price. Everything comes at a price. Look, I've done my dash here today. I've enjoyed the criticism. I'm a bit disappointed that we got more thumbs down than thumbs up, but that if millions of people are involved in this, and I have received 42 thumbs down and 25 thumbs up on today's video, it's a victory, because we want these publishing houses to know that the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and his team of Avengers and the law enforcement from other countries are actively investigating, are actively raiding buildings, are actively coming after these people who think they've got away with the gold bars that they've stashed, who are driving these luxury cars, exploiting people from their own countries, claiming to be religious and praying to whoever they pray to so that they can keep scamming people to maintain their lifestyle. Enough is enough. This isn't quite human trafficking compounds, but this is exploitation of young people People age of 20 who have gone to university and got an education, answered an advert, gone to work for a company that looks like the Jewel in space, been promised $2,500 a month when the daily earnings is $4 a day. And they go to these big, like everyone who wants, what they feel like they deserve as a high wage. And then they get held, their money get held up, telling them they're not reaching the targets that they need to. And for that reason, they're not going to pay them. We're in correspondence with one guy who had nothing left. He was ill. He needed medical help. No money left whatsoever, but he was owed $4,000 from one of these scam houses, and they wouldn't pay him because he didn't meet the quota that they said he needed to get paid. What are you going to do about it? Look, I'm very approachable. I'm easy to find. I don't hide on the internet, not like these other Emma Rose people. So my reputation is going to be ruined. Oh, goody, goody, goody. And the $100 that you are making are going to be zero. Well, show the receipts. Okay, we'll show the receipts. That's so funny. Is that it? Is that your comments? The comments in the chat box by one person who's obviously working for the cartels. This person is probably driving a nice car. They're not taking the subway home or the bus home like all the other Pakistani people. They have been told what to say. They're a puppet. They're not even a real person. They're just been told that if they don't do and don't say that, what sort of life is that? I live in a beautiful country. 2 weeks ago, I went for a run in the hills up Mount Grey. Did a 13K run with 15 friends who enjoy running. They all turned up, nice cars. They all live in nice houses. We go out and have lunch together and we enjoy each other's company. Isn't that what life's all about? I could just close myself in the room. I could not say anything. At the end of the day, I got my criticism in here. But what have I actually done? What have I done? I've got on here on a YouTube channel with 64,000 subscribers. I've told you about people running factories, scams, exploiting entrepreneurial people around the globe. And I get criticism for that. The first thing you do is you try to point the flame back on me personally. You go through my website where I transparently put everything I do and everything I offer. And you make assumptions that I do this, that I do that. You're trying to deflect away from the real crime that goes on here. It's time to stop. Come forward to me. Any information is valuable. We have got a massive investigation. The FBI, Homeland Security are coming for you. You are going to get raided. The warning is here. If you're working inside these companies and you're on the call centers and you're telling people they're going to receive something if they pay something, we're coming for you. It's time to walk away from this industry. This is the start. This is the alpha. This is the omega. This is the end. And it starts here. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Danny DeHeck, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and I'm here to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. If any of your friends, members, or people you know in Texas, Illinois, Georgia, or Australia are working as a money mule, opening companies for businesses in Karachi, tell them to stop right now and contact the FBI office. That is the message. Once again, if any of your family members or people you know in Texas, Illinois, Georgia, Australia are working as money mules, that means we want you to move money from here to there, or we want you to transfer. I went to this global financial summit here, boom, and you can see photos of me, boom, and there we go. and we saw $22 million being money laundered into crypto. What they do is they give the money mule $1 million, and then they split it up into 3 people. These people are actually called Smurfs. There's actually a FBI term for people who launder money into crypto, Smurfs. And they put $333,000 each into crypto. They tracked $22 million that went into a bank account. Surprisingly enough, the money didn't disappear. It's still there. But this is what these money mules are paid to do. So if you know anyone in family members that you know in Texas, Illinois, Georgia, Australia, who are working as money mules, let the FBI know. Let me know, and I'll put you in contact with someone in the FBI. Also, if they're opening companies for businesses in Karachi, tell them to stop right now, because the game is up, and that's my message today. All right, guys. Thank you to my Avengers who have been fighting back these scammers. And just for the record, this is the most thumbs down I've ever received in a video. So we've managed to open the doors to the right people who are watching. And we did actually have 105 people here in the chat room. That's the most I've ever had. But we did receive 26 thumbs up. So what I always say to people, if you could, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll do another video in the not too distant future. And anytime anyone survive, you can also, if you want to, you can actually buy me a cup of coffee, because I'm not against a cup of coffee. So I usually have a little wee symbol that comes up here, which is great. But the other thing that most important, if you do subscribe, we always clean people's window screens. So if your computer needs a clean, this lady's not from Pakistan, she's not from India, I don't know where the hell she's from. I found her on a website somewhere, and she offers to clean people's window screens if they subscribe to YouTube channel. So I thought I'd employ her, and I'm paying her less than $4 a day, I tell you. All right, guys. Hey, thank you very much. You have a great weekend. I'm now going to start my work. I've spent the whole week on this. I've been promising to finishing off a website selling baby products. I've started it. I'm a wee bit through it, but I need to finish the website. I've spent my whole week doing this. Now, if you think I've made money, I got a super chat for $10. Thank you very much to that person. So I'm not doing it for the money, but I do appreciate the donations. If you want to support me in what I do, go to buy me a cup of coffee /.com to heck, and any donation is much appreciated. And stay safe out there. And I am, on a personal note, I don't like, I can't please everybody. I can't be all things to everyone. You know, I don't like people exploiting anybody. I don't care if you're white, black, green, yellow, orange, whatever color skin you've got. I don't care what religion you're part of. I don't care. But I just don't like people being exploited by other people for financial gain. I think I love being an entrepreneurial sort of person, as you can see, and if you watch this, I love it. I love being able to sit behind a computer and make money, but I'm not going to scam you out of it. So I can have that nice car, that nice home, that nice holiday. I'm not that type of person. And I'm sure the people that reach out to me are nice people, and they've been exploited. Stop it. Make a difference. If you don't speak, we don't make any difference. Stop having a philosophy on what you think the world's like. Start exposing these bastards and get them off the streets. I'm Danny DeHeck. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.